Everybody. What's up, people, and welcome to episode 28 of the American Idiot Show, featuring the small-time YouTuber Lee Gunner. You know, and we say this every time you come on here, Lee. You know, thank you. You know, I know you're nervous to be here. I know that this is a really, really tough experience for you to talk and speak your mind on the internet. So thank you for being brave and coming on the show today.
No, I appreciate you having me, guys. Like, it's not easy publicly speaking with your face on camera. You know, it's a big challenge for me that I have to overcome on a daily basis, multiple times. You know, and you know, I've got many burner accounts on many platforms, and I literally spend all day just winding people up because I've got no life. Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
we're on the Victoria Malaga beer tonight. This is a very nice beer. It's a little bit sweeter than the Suave, but it's a very nice beer. And yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to Connor. Big up to you. DVS always love. TJ always love. Connor always love. All three of you, man. Real ones from day one. And big up to all the chat as well. All the real ones are in the chat tonight as well. But yeah, we're just going to say what we see, innit? That's how we do it.
100%. But let's check in. Let's check in with my co-host with the most. Dow, how you doing, brother? You good?
I'm excellent, TJ. I'm a little Jameson and Sprite down at 10:45 in the morning, but I'm okay. I knew my man Gunner was coming on, so I had to pour a little drinky drink to match him with.
Salute.
Yes, there you go.
I'm doing okay. It's Friday. It's going to be 90 degrees out today. It's going to be a scorcher. So I'm going to stay inside and shoot the shit with you guys, do a little work, play a little video games, and I don't know, drink.
Hell yeah, there you go. No, it's Friday. Who gives a shit, right? Connor, how are you doing, my brother? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm just buzzing that the Premier League's back. Sick of Southgate ball. I'm so happy that's done that. Not done for another month or so, month and a half. But it's a game where it's going to be tricky in terms of we've been going to this place, Goodison Park, for 6 odd years. And we haven't got a win in that amount of time. So it means a lot. So hopefully we can get a win this Sunday. And then obviously it's the big one next weekend. And I'm looking forward to it. But then we've also got Champions League on Wednesday, which I'm going to. And I can't wait. Can't wait to go to that game. So, yeah, I'm all good, though. I'm looking forward to this weekend of football, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The international break had me snoozing, too. You know it's bad when you find yourself on a Tuesday night watching the U.S. beat Oman 4-0. Like, you know it's bad. You're just like, man, I really need this back. Like, I really need Arsenal.
Probably a better game than the England-Ukraine game, mate.
Oh, man,
awful.
With our inverted left back waving into the camera.
Yeah, exactly. But just appreciate Lee. He's playing in DM for Ukraine, which is where I think he should be playing normally in centre midfield. But we're playing him at left back.
Do you know what's crazy? Before he came to the Premier League, when Pep signed him, he was actually a number 10, which is kind of why he can't defend, because he's never had to.
Yeah. But
you know, these hipster managers, mate. Yeah, like Pep's the ultimate hipster manager, but at least he actually gets them over the line. You know, but it's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of hipster managers, I want to talk about our manager, Mikel. Lego hair himself, everybody. We had another stunning example of his man management this past couple of weeks. Pepe left the club for essentially free. Let's be honest. He just ripped up his contract and sent him down the road. And then we have another player complaining about lack of time. And obviously it's Leo Trossard, who, in my opinion, has been one of the most solid players since he came in January, and we're not playing him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to leave eventually too. So, yeah, Lee, I wanted to get your take on this because we're hearing rumors that Saka might have a nagging injury too. Why not play Trossard over there and give Saka a rest? That's just my opinion. What's yours?
I agree, man. I agree. Like, he's done his press conference today and said Saka's fine. You know, no issues, he said. But he's fine. Well, clearly he's not, because that story ain't come out of fresh air. Yeah, and he was in the starting 11 for the Scotland game, and Southgate took him out the starting 11. So obviously he's felt something in his Achilles. And let's be real with this. He's had this since last season, according to all the reports out there. And listen, I'm one person that will sit and rip reports to pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, and say, oh, that's PR or that's fake or I don't believe that. I don't. But when you actually put his performances at the end of last season and the start of this season into the mix, maybe he is having a problem with his Achilles. Yeah, because he ain't looked sharp. He hasn't looked on it. Yes, he's chipped him here and there, but he's not the Saka that we see for 93% of last season. Yeah, and you know, to be fair, the season before he fell off on the last 8 games, but this guy's played nearly 250 games of professional football for England and for Arsenal. He's 22. He turned 22 last week. It's like, you know, 22 years old. People say, oh, but he's young, he's young. That's cool. That's great. He's young in terms of age. But in terms of experience, he's played in a Euros final. Yeah, he's playing for England pretty much 90 minutes every week or every time they go on international duty, sorry. Plays for Arsenal week in, week out. Playing some big games. Yeah, he's now going to step up again and go Champions League and see if he can do it against the better players in Europe. Which I think he will, by the way, because I actually rate him. I think he's a good player, but
yeah,
he can't do it on his own. And again, this comes back to your original question about man management. It seems like he's undroppable, even if we're 4-0 up. Like, we have to leave him. Maybe it's in his contract. I don't know. But it seems like he has to play nearly every minute of every game, every week. And for somebody of that age, we've seen with Michael Owen, we've seen with Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, I think, is 36 years old. Look at him.
Yeah,
he was dusted, and funny enough, we're playing Everton this weekend. The last time we won against Everton, Wayne Rooney scored for Everton against us.
wow.
He went back to Everton. I was at the game. Yeah, even Mesut Ozil didn't get a nosebleed that day. He went past Watford Gap on the M1, and he actually scored. He turned up. But in terms of Saka, yeah, mate, Jesus has done it for Man City. He's done it for country as well. Trossard can play anywhere. He's that good. I think he's our best player in terms of ability. People get triggered when I say that, but I actually think he's our best player. Like, the goal he scored for Belgium the other night was absolutely class. There ain't a single player in our team that can do that. Yeah, and I love Martinelli. I love Saka. Yeah, but that was different. And I don't know why he's shutting him out. Same with Smith Rowe. You know, me personally, I'll start Smith Rowe this weekend. Yeah, I know everyone's hyped about Vieira's performances and he's been brilliant off the bench. But you're going to get bullied if you play Havertz, yeah, or if you play Vieira in that midfield against Everton's midfield. Put somebody in who's 6 foot tall, a bit bigger, and I'll have a go and gets it and loves the club. Yeah, so that's what I do. But in terms of Trossard, it makes no sense, bro. Yeah, but again, this manager has been very ruthless in some of his signings and departures. Yeah, like he's brought in Raya. Ramsdale's on his way out real quick. Yeah, it might take another 2-3 transfer windows, but he won't be at the club in the next 18 months, 2 years. Yeah, he'll bin him. Yeah, he's done the same with other players. Nicola Pepe, who you mentioned. Yeah, that burned me up. Yeah, because he finished second in our Player of the Season award, and then he just took the mick out of him. Made him train on his own this summer, away from the training ground. I think he was training in a leisure centre or somewhere on his own. I mean, come on. Yeah. Whilst he was on loan, he gave Trossard his number. Yeah, but listen, you have to make big decisions at a big football club, and you have to be ruthless. I get that. Yeah, and listen, the one thing I'll always say about Mikel Arteta, he does actually give a shit. Yeah, he does actually want to, you know, be the guy. But ultimately, you have to have the ability there and the knowledge and the know-how to be the guy. You can't just walk in and think you're Pep. You have to actually be Pep. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to do stuff to get that credit in the bank. All he's done so far since he's been here is win an FA Cup. He's got rid of every single player that started that game. Every single one that started that game is not at this club anymore. Tierney's on loan. Yeah, every other player has been sold, I think. Yeah, out of the squad, I think only Reece, Saka, and Eddie are still here out of that squad that was for the FA Cup final. Yeah, I know El Neni's still here. Oh, he was saved. He's now back after 9 months. Yeah, but I just look at it and I think, like, you've done that much dough. Yeah. Yes, you have to isolate players at times, but it's like when you're going for 4 competitions last season, it's man management last season. It was all, let's throw all the eggs in one basket. Well, didn't we vilify who's famous to do that? Yeah, he threw the top 4 away to go and win the Europa League, which I rate. It's a trophy. Yeah, but then you have to win that trophy if you're throwing that in the bin. Yeah, and he paid for it with his job. But this manager, the amount of love and adulation and PR and, if Mikel wants him, I want him. Shut up, mate. Like, do me a favor. And now Mikel wants Havertz, and they're all out here twerking their backies for Kai Havertz. Yeah, well, it better work then, isn't it? Yeah, because I think he'll die on that hill. And again, he's so stubborn, this manager, that he'll keep playing him and keep playing him and keep playing him, keep playing him until eventually he can't play him anymore, by which time it's too late.
Do you think that? So, what do you think is too late, though? Like, because I've been saying this. I've been saying this because, look, the Arteta outers should be thrilled that he keeps playing Kai Havertz, because I think that this is going to be a black eye on his record. Because when this guy fails, and he will, it will cost him his job. I truly do believe that. I truly believe that.
I think so too. But it's going to be interesting to see how we play this Champions League campaign, because last season we threw away the Europa League against Sporting, and everyone's getting hyped. Right? If you look at our group on paper, you go, wow, we've got Sevilla, they're bottom of their league. Lons are in the bottom 3 of their league, I think. Yeah, and then I don't know where PSV are. I'd imagine they're higher up. Yeah, but they're 3 teams that you look at and go, right, we should be spanking them. Last time we played Sevilla, we spanked them 6-0. Yeah. Then it's like Lons, yeah, all right, mate, whatever. Yeah, and then and this is what we do as English supporting or team fans of an English team. Yeah, we sit there and go, well, we're bigger than them, we should batter them. Don't work like that. If you actually look at the record of English teams against Spanish teams over the last 20, 30 years, Spanish teams wipe the floor of us. Man United have been battered pretty much every time they play a Spanish team. Yeah, we get taken apart by Spanish teams. Barcelona, Villarreal, like, it's mad. Yeah, so on paper, yeah, we should win 6 out of 6 in that group. So where's the rest coming for some of these players to navigate the other competitions? What EFL Cup coming against Brentford? Yeah, we've got Premier League, we've got Tottenham next weekend, we've got Everton away, a notoriously bad away day for us. So it's like the next 3 games, he's got to rotate that team. Yeah, he's got to rotate that team, because this is where Pep is a master and a genius at the game. He's got a, and people have got this myth that Pep's got 2 players for every position. No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's got his 11, and then he's got 4, maybe 5 really good players on the bench. Our bench is the same as last season, apart from the goalkeeper. And last season showed we weren't good enough. But now we're stepping up to Champions League. Yeah, we're stepping up to Champions League, where you now can't rotate like we did in the Europa League.
Right.
Yeah, that Sporting Lisbon game. Look how many of our first teamers were on the bench, where he rotated because he was that arrogant. He thought we could beat him at home without the first teamers. Yeah. Now this time around, you can't do that, which means we're going to pick up more injuries this season. Yeah, we're going to get worse results this season in the league, because now we're going with our full squad, our best players in the starting 11 in Champions League. And I do think we'll get out the group. Yeah, but we ain't winning it. We ain't getting to a final. We ain't getting to a semi. I will eat my hat that I don't even own. Yeah, if we get past the quarterfinals. Yeah, and that's not success for me. But I do think that this season it's make or break for him, because he can't rest players. He has to deliver this season. He can't rest players in Champions League, is what I'm saying. Yes, rotate, but Champions League, you have to play your best 11, even in that group stage. Otherwise, you're dusted. We're going to that Sevilla Stadium, Heritage level 100. Heritage level 100. Yeah, and it's a big stadium, but it's very small and it's very like steep. And they're looking over you and it's loud. And you know the Spanish teams keep the ball. Yeah. I fear this season, because it could be mad. Because if we get an injury to Declan Rice while Partey's out, we get an injury to Saka. Like, people are saying put Vieira on the right. Really? It's not Bernardo Silva, mate. Yeah, it's mad. But this is what I've been saying all summer, lads. Yeah, all summer. And I said it last summer. We needed a striker. We didn't get him last summer. We didn't get him this summer. We actually let one go that's better than the one we kept. Make that make sense. We needed another midfielder last summer on top of what we got last summer. We still need another midfielder this summer. We got Declan Rice, great signing, cool, I'm happy with that. But we need another one. We need another centre-back. We only have 7 defenders. We've only got 7 defenders. One of them is Cedric Suarez, by the way. One of them is Tommy Yasu, who's always injured. Yeah, and one of them is the inverted virtue signaling knob. Yeah, that is also very injury prone. If Gabriel or Saliba get injured, the drop off is what?
We're done. It's QER, and then we're dipping into the youth team at that point.
I said this yesterday, Lee. I said this yesterday, right? I said it to TJ. You'll know. I said this where I see people rating this window an 8, a 9, and all this stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I love the signings of Declan Rice and Timber individually. But if you look at it in hindsight, we have only sold to just put the player back in the position. We sold Granit Xhaka to bring in Declan Rice. We sold Rob Holding. We brought in Timber. We're not adding on to the positions. The only part of the picture we've added on is midfield, and that's Kai Havertz. But you might as well not even add him on with how he's been performing. So there was comments yesterday on the stream where if we'd done and spent correctly, we could have brought in more players for a better fee and also the better player. I remember the comment yesterday: a total of 65 million could have got you James Maddison and Ward-Prowse, but we spent that on Kai Havertz. Make it make sense. You know, there's players out there that you can get for good fees if you can negotiate well. But unfortunately, we've got people like Edu, like Vinay, who's thankfully leaving at the end of the season, who can't negotiate properly and negotiate well. I mean, just look at the Declan Rice saga, where with what happened when we were adding on 5 mil. Yes, it's all happy because we got it over the line, which I'm happy with. But look at how we went about it, adding on 2.5, 5. We keep doing it. You know, so this is why I look at the situation of when we're bringing in players, we're not doing enough. And it's all well and good us signing Declan Rice and Timber. By the way, Timber's now injured, by the way. He was meant to be our backup to Saliba or Gabriel. If you don't remember, Saliba going out was one of the main reasons why we cocked up the Premier League last season. If it happens again, we've only got one centre-back, actual centre-back. Don't tell me with Tomiyasu and Ben White. Player that can play at centre-back, which is Kivior, but that's not good enough. Because the guy we did buy is now injured for 6 or 7 months because the manager decided, let's throw him on, even though he's got something wrong with his Achilles or his ankle, whatever it was. See? So,
I'm not even concerned with the players so much, guys. Like, sorry to interrupt, Lee, real quick. I'm not even so much concerned with the players and the lineups. It's kind of like I'm worried about where the goals are coming from because we're scoring goals at the end of the games. We're not scoring any real goals during the first 90 minutes. So it's like whoever you put in the lineup, we're not scoring goals. So I don't care if TROSSARD's on the left mid. It doesn't matter. Where the fuck the goal's going to come from?
It doesn't help that we're playing with 10 men until about the 80th minute.
Right.
You put Kai Havertz out there, he's not generating shit. Like let's be honest, let's be real. And this 3-4-3 having party at right back bullshit that we have been going on. I've been rapping about this for about 4 weeks. So it's so stop me if you heard me before. But I was almost excited to see our old back line. Like that's how bad it got.
Yeah.
Because we did not see any sort of like us. Even when we did do that, we really didn't see any sort of offensive prowess. And maybe Lee, you know, and I was Lee, you were going to say something, but I just need to get that in. The guy still doesn't have his solid formation or his starting 11. And once we do get an injury, man, it is looking long.
Yeah.
If Declan Rice gets injured, we're finished.
Facts.
Yeah, because who's the player coming in if Declan Rice gets injured?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's going to be Jorginho. Yeah. It's probably going to be Jorginho because El Nenny's only just coming back to training. We don't know how long he's going to be until he's fit. Yeah? So Jorginho and Havertz as a double pivot with Odegaard in ahead of them. I'm sorry, that's getting done over every single week.
Imagine gets injured, Lee. We got rid of Pepe. We've even got, I know he's not that much hype, but that Marquinhos solo we got rid of. But it makes me laugh how there's all these things going about Saka with this injury, right? Could be a problem with his Achilles. By the way, if Arteta doesn't know, it's probably one of the worst injuries you can get by coming back to football, not like actually having to quit. Probably one of the worst injuries you can get. Why have you signed Reece Nelson to a contract extension then? Why did you sign him on if you've got Saka, knowing he could have an injury problem, haven't rested him in 70-something consecutive games, 65, but you've signed Reece Nelson to a contract extension and sold Pepe? Make it make sense.
Mate, it's crazy. He's actually played 80-odd games in a row.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he overtook Paul Merson's record of 83.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I think he's on 85 now. Yeah, then he's gone off to England, played for England. I think he played 86 minutes against Ukraine. Then he was in the starting 11 for the Scotland game and then pulled out of the starting 11 because of this Achilles problem. Right now, with Achilles, I Googled it while I was live the other day, and it says like you can rip a couple of fibers in the Achilles tendon, yeah? Right? And rest is the best thing for it. Right? So, yes, he's had a few days rest now. Yeah, he hasn't been training. He didn't play the game. Maybe he was in training today. I don't know. I ain't seen it. Right? But now he's going to go out there against Everton. They're going to have seen all of these reports. First time he gets the ball, they're clattering straight into him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he is a danger man. He is a consistent player. He's our most consistent player.
that's part of what I wanted to ask you, Lee, specifically. It's like we've seen the decline of Sacco since last season and, of course, this season. Do you think it's really the injury, or is he just being, the defense is better? Are they just double teaming him? Every time he gets the ball, he's just passing it laterally and backwards. Is it his injuries, or is he's been found? Or do you think he's been found out a bit?
I think it's a bit of both. Plus, he's probably knackered. It's probably knackered. Let's be real. The guy ain't had a break.
Right.
The guy ain't had a break, mate. Yeah, and this summer he ain't getting. Well, the next summer he ain't getting a break either because he'll be at the Euros.
Sure.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I've said this. We've all said this many times in the comments on shows, whatever. Yeah, we've all said this. By 24, or 25, that kid's burnt out. He's finished. Yeah, and now you have to nurture him. He's played nearly 250 professional games for club and country. Take him out the line. If you're winning 3-0 or even 2-0, take him off. Yeah, how many times does Pep take? Pep took Erling Haaland off when he was on to break Leo Messi's record in the Champions League for scoring goals in a game. Yeah, he was on, and he did the interview the other day, and he said, "I was fuming. He took me off, but ultimately we won the Champions League." Yeah. So you have to make these decisions as a manager. The problem is he seems like the only player in our team, the only player as outfield player that is not subbable. Like he's the only one that has to be there. And I get he trusts him. And listen, we all love him to bits. And he is extremely consistent. But when you've played nearly 250 hardcore games, you've had all that of missing the penalty in the Euros in the final, all the backlash. You got to come on, and then you had a great season, but then you fell off at the back end, bottled the title. Then you've, gone away. Now my Achilles, bro. I'm telling you now, he's going to get a big injury this season. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. Such good, I'm wrong. But if them reports are true, and it is an if, and he's got problems with his Achilles, they better wrap him up in cotton wool, because if he does that properly and ruins that Achilles, he's out for 6 to 12 months. Yeah,
wow. Easily.
Yeah, and he'll never be the same player again.
Easily.
Nope. No.
Lee, it's the same thing with Yuri and Timber. And I was so fuming because we brought this in and he looked quality. When we brought him in, I thought, I'm not going to lie, I only watched Ajax in the Champions League, don't watch the Dutch League. I never admit to watching all these players and knowing all these things about them. I was like, he seems all right. United wanted him badly a season ago. They really wanted him in. I thought, well, we stole him off him. Why not? Let's see how he goes. And he was doing so well. And I thought, wow, this guy can actually start over Zinchenko if he wants to. And then we go ahead and ruin it again. He's just started. He hasn't had a single injury in his career, maybe 1 or 2 days off with a niggle. But he's never actually had an injury. And he comes to Arsenal straight away. And I don't believe the factor of they checked him at half-time against Nottingham Forest, and then 5 minutes later, he gets a 7-month-long injury. I don't believe that for a second. They knew there was something wrong with him, but they still threw him back on the pitch. Do you remember Thomas Partey when he first joined? We played Spurs when it was lockdown. There was no fans. And Arteta fully shoved him back onto the pitch when Tottenham were making a run. And that made Partey's injury worse. And that's what's now making me think Saka could really get...
Mate, he's done it with Jesus as well. Jesus, he made him play. Yeah? He's got a rap sheet, this manager, yeah? And this is the thing. It's all well and good if it pays off and you win the game and you win the trophy or you win a title or whatever, yeah? Right? But so far, Thomas Partey, who was never injured at Atleti, comes to Arsenal and is always injured.
Yeah.
During Timber, for me, I look at it, right, and I go, you're a right-sided centre-back that can play right-back. So everything's right. Yes, he's good with his left foot as well, technical level 100. But your natural instinct is right side. So you're always on the front foot to go on the right. Yeah. Now you've asked him to play at left. It's unnatural to him. I'm not saying Arteta's the reason he got injured. Yeah, but if a player is playing on the left side when he's played his whole career on the right side, you're asking him to do different things. You're using different muscles. You're like using different body angles and shapes. Now you're off balance going into a tackle. Now you've gone off and I said at half time with Ola, I said that's Tomiyasu coming on at half time. I don't want to see him walk out again in the second half. And then I went to the bathroom, come back a few minutes into the game. Now he's getting stretchered off, and I'm like, why is he on the pitch? Like Thomas Partey at right back, why? Yeah, why? Again, the guy, Arteta sat in a press conference the other week and said, no, guys, I didn't invent this, guys. I didn't invent Thomas Partey at right back, guys. No. A great manager in Atleti did this, guys, because he played for Atleti at right back, guys. So I went to transfer market. He's played 188 times for Atleti. he's played 11 times at right back. Yeah, and 4 of them games, 4 or 7, I can't remember. He played 4. Yeah, he played 4, 6, and 1 over a 3-season period. 6 in one season, 4 in another, and 1 the next. I think the season where it was either 6 or 4, all of their right backs were injured. Yeah, so they were like, okay, put him in there then. But this is a younger Thomas Partey from 5-6 years ago. Yeah, that had more legs on him, that could get up and down. We see him get absolutely skinned by whoever it was on that Forest wing. Absolutely roasted him. Yeah, it's not acceptable. And again, he's not used to, as an older guy in his 30s now, he's not used to having to bomb up and down the right wing, then invert him. Now he's off back, now he's twisting, now he's having to sprint. If you play in central midfield or DM, you're not doing these sprints. Yes, you've got to run, but you're not being explosive. And now you're playing a player that is not explosive anyway. Yeah, it's just a water carrier in midfield that gets the ball, sprays it around, and he can tackle and ball recovery. You're asking him to be explosive up and down a wing. Come on, mate, make it make sense. When you got Ben White sat on the bench, Ben White was at centre back. Gabriel was on the bench.
Yeah.
Why is he doing this? Yeah, and again, it comes back to this guy is trying to overthink it. Yeah, you see Pep do 4 centre-backs last season. Oh, I'll go 4 centre-backs. But I'll put Partey in there because Johnny Stones played there. Like, come on, bro. This guy's so desperate to be Pep, it is mad.
The crazy thing is, Lee, when I think of this type of stuff, testing players in different formations and different positions, that's what pre-season's for. The whole of pre-season, we played a 4-3-3. Why was it at the start of the Premier League season? You want to be making sort of making it up to the fans, really going for it again, actually winning the damn thing again this year. But you're going with this crazy formation, with not even crazy, just different players in different positions. Like, why? Why do you need to do that? And I'm happy. In a case, I don't know if Thomas Partey, not in a bad way, but I don't know if Thomas Partey getting injured was a blessing. Because if he didn't, we may be still playing this formation. And it may not be going too well. So that's what's making me think. I don't think Partey's meant to be back till October, beginning of October, middle of October.
He's going to the AFCON in January.
But I was going to say, are we going to go back to the formation if he comes back, the right back thing? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if he comes back, he needs to facilitate Kai Havertz. He needs to. That's why we're doing it, by the way. We're doing it to facilitate Kai Havertz. So someone's going to get drawn the short straw. It was Gabriel last time. It might be him again. And it's just sad.
It will be him again because he's the only one that's droppable if you're going to play a back 3.
Yeah,
like because unless they're coming back on the counter, Partey isn't playing defense. Partey is not playing fullback. He's inverting and they're bolstering the midfielder. They're packing the midfield. Like that's why I keep saying that. Oh, why are you playing Ben White at center back? No, he's playing right back of a back 3 because they aren't expecting Partey to play defense. That's at least my take. That's my take. But yeah, everybody smash the likes up. By the way, we got 51.
Just a bit of breaking news: Harry Kane's put Bayern Munich 1-0 up in the 7th minute.
Oh boy, here we go.
Another player that we should have been in for. Oh, but Daniel Levy wouldn't sell him to us. Put 150 million quid on the table and tell the pussy to reject that. Yeah.
Make sure you're smashing the likes up.
Here you go. Here's 150, Daniel. Now reject it. If they reject it, they reject it. But at least you go, bang, there's 150. Imagine him up front. If he was up front, even with all of Arteta's discrepancies, and even with all of these players out of position, we would win the league if we had Harry Kane. Yeah, or at least take it right down to the death, final day of the season. Yeah, because that guy will guarantee you at least 25 Premier League goals.
100%.
Yeah, and I believe now this is his prime. He's in his prime now. He's not had his prime yet. I think this is his prime. Yeah, the next 3 or 4 years of Harry Kane, he is going to absolutely smash it off the chart. And people go, oh, but it's the Bundesliga. And what? Still got to do it, innit? Yeah, still got to do it.
100%. 100%. Yep. Want to big up we got all the regulars in here. We got Carl. We got Wolfgang Division. We had Danny in here. We had Jez earlier. Big up Jez. Go ahead, Lee. No big deal. Let's see who else. Yeah, we got Hasper in here. Tony Claude Gunner TV is in here. Make sure you go over to his channel tonight. I believe he is going at 9 p.m. UK time. Him and that delusional Deji Spurs.
Oh my god.
Why not Deji?
That's gonna be another Deji. Oh yeah, but no, by the way, Deji will be coming on for the North London Derby edition of the American Idiots.
Good stuff. Good
Oh
stuff.
no. Yep, and some of those frauds over there at Tottenham away. So make sure that you are tuning in to the channel. We are literally 18 subs away from the big 500 on TJ Warren TV. So make sure that you are smashing the likes, smashing the subs, and leaving your comments on playback. But yeah, Dow, you were gonna say something?
I just was saying that the whole thing about him looking in the mirror, or Arteta, right, looking in the mirror, thinking about quitting and so forth, I still think that's just a bunch of BS, and I don't understand why he didn't see, the success from last season and move and do the same thing this season. Something that we were all expecting, something we all thought, we would be into a title race. And I'll go back to what I said before, guys. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. We're scoring goals at the last minute of games, and that's very, very worrying. I don't think that, I don't see other clubs really doing that. Like even Tottenham are scoring goals in regular play, Liverpool, Man City. I mean, it worries me that we're leaving it to the death. And I don't know if that really depends on the lineup or what he's got in their brain. And I know people are spazzing out to see Fabio Vieira now. And I think the whole what was I going to say? The whole subject has changed, right? We didn't rate Vieira at all, and now we can't wait for him to get in for Kai Havertz, and I don't know. It's just I just think we're in a pretty bad state now. Not as bad as United, but why Arteta can't figure this out and use the tools that he had from last season to just continue what we did from last season is just moronic to me. I just don't.
Bro, don't you think, right? Sorry to cut you, bro. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah. No, but don't you think, like, 'cause there's a lot of people, and listen, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, two things. Number one, Thomas Partey playing right back inverts into centre mid, DM, whatever. Ben White's then out there as a free, like TJ said, yeah? That's because Zinchenko wasn't in the team, so he wants somebody to invert, and he trusts Partey more on the ball than somebody else, for example. I kind of get that.
Right.
But it's to the detriment of our team, right? Now coming on to what you just said about where's the goals coming from? It's not looking great and blah, blah, blah. And this player's on the bench and we're incorporating him. I've seen a lot of people say this. That's why I wanted to cut you, yeah? I've seen a lot of people saying this and saying, yeah, but this is what Pep does. Pep starts slow. Yeah, Pep starts slow. Pep rests some of the best players at the start of the season. Yeah.
Won 4 games straight.
Gabriel's going to be saved for the Champions League campaigh. Okay, because we're so arrogant that we think we're just going to walk the Champions League if he plays then. Yeah, but did you not think that is that we've got a big so these players will get game time, yeah, which is why we're starting the more manageable games throughout the start of the season with the lesser players. Right? Do you buy into that or not?
No, you and I have been doing this long enough, Lee, to know that you have to win every game. You have to play your best 11 every game if they're fit. There's no cutting corners. There's no shortcuts. There's no being the tinker man and overthinking things and so forth. I do agree that, Ben White moved to the right and Thomas Partey in the middle. But as a manager, tactically, why even make that step? Why even make that step? Why even have Partey? Why even have him move to that position? It makes no sense. Why not just play a 4-2-3-1 and have Partey and Rice right there together? That's what I've been waiting to see. I thought that was the first thing we were going to do is go to maybe a 4-3-3 with, Rice's Granit Xhaka going up and down. But the whole Havertz thing is throwing everything into a fucking spiral.
I think that's why we're all a little bit irate, isn't it? I think that's why we're
irate because it's like there's last season, it was not the success we wanted because we didn't get a trophy. But fuck, man, we pushed, you
could see the style, you could see what we were doing. Exactly. And it was like, okay, we've now got Declan Rice. We bought a better goal or loaned a better goalkeeper for now. Yeah, so they're upgrades. We've got Timber. Unfortunately, he's injured. But now it's like, why is this guy starting every week? And it was like, now we've gone away from what was making us up there.
And that's where my anger comes from. And it kind of goes on to the same thing we put up with Wenger in the 2010, 12, 13, 14, is we would expect something, and then he would make a decision that counters what everyone expects, and then he wonders why we get pissed at him. It's like, it just makes no sense. And I think Arteta is such an egotistical ass that he wants to win his way only. You know what I mean? He wants to win it with Thomas Partey
His
at right back
reactionary,
because he wants that
reactionary,
praise
not
to say that
proactive.
he won with Thomas Partey out of position, or he won with Havertz playing on the left or up front. You know, it's not only the win, it's how you win, right? And I think Arteta is, you know, kind of kisses ass to that motto a little bit. And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really prove anything in the end. What proves to me in the end is getting the trophy, winning the games. Like I said, the lineup is the lineup. It's going to be what it is in some cases. And yeah, we can disagree with it. But like I said before, where the fucking goals going to come from, bro? Because we haven't signed an outfield player since July 15th.
Yeah.
You know, we went from July 15th to the end of August, and we made one signing, and that was David Raya. So,
mate, do you know what's crazy as well, right? Is when you actually look at the amount of money this guy spent, and then look at all of the signings, he has actually only signed one forward.
Right.
And that is Gabriel Jesus.
Right.
That is the only striker we have signed. And is he really a striker? I'd say he's more of a second striker. Yeah, floating around behind the main guy. Yeah, up top. Yeah. I think he's a good player, Jesus. I rate him. I think he's a top player. But again, he comes to Arsenal, has a knee injury, has knee surgery. He then comes back, doesn't look that great, but he persists on playing him, which is cool. I understand it. But he then has another knee surgery. Two knee surgeries in a year. And now we're pinning our hopes on just this guy and Eddie Nketiah to bag the goals as strikers. We're dusted.
And don't forget, too, when Jesus came back, we were on a string of 6 wins with Trossard up front.
Yeah. And then Trossard gets player of the month in March. Didn't see him in April.
There he goes away.
That's true.
Make it make sense, bro. This is the same shit you and I have talked about for a few years now. The shit Arsene Wenger used to do to certain players. You bring top names in, and he would fucking bury them, bro. And Arteta is doing the same thing. It's just a different face with the same mentality at the same club.
It's arrogance. That's what it is.
This year, I'm just like, well, fuck it. I mean, we didn't win last year, obviously. We're not going to win it this year. Wolfgang said it in the chat. Buying Havertz just might have made us worse. You guys have all said that, I think, as well.
Might have.
I don't.
Well, he needs to play 50 more games. He needs to play 50 more games because the manager told us he needs to play 55 games before we can judge him.
Right. So to fulfill his contract obligation.
Yeah, I don't know how many formations we're going to have in them 55 games. We do at least 37 and 43 in a game.
It's crazy, right? Do you know one thing I will say quickly is there was one thing I've always said a lot to TJ as well is I'd love to see more fan involvement in press conferences, i.e. fans, and not just you will there's fans who will take the piss, but I mean fans who will go in and ask genuine questions like we all do. We ask genuine questions that want to be asked. I remember when that thing happened when the guy, I don't know who it was, but he asked Arteta, are we going to go back? Is it going to go back to a 4-3-3? I'm like, yes, finally, a guy that's gone into this press conference and has asked a question that all the fans are crying for. And the arrogant answer he gave, and I just thought, wow, really? You can't just answer the question and say, do you know what, guys, I messed up. I tried it, I messed up. You've got to go down the road of, when I drive to the training ground, I go left. Some days I go right. Why have you got to make it so mathematical? Why can't you just answer?
He thinks he's Pep.
Yeah, exactly. But then also, I saw the comments about Kai Havertz, his wife, saying I was like my wife. You know, when I first got to know her, she was a bit, this and that. And I'm thinking, we're in for a long time here because this guy is not going to let him go. He will hold his hand until the day he leaves the football club.
Do you know what's crazy about it as well, right? Is surely, right, you look at it and think, this guy stunk it out for 3 years at Chelsea. Right? Yes, he scored the Champions League winner. Fair play to him, yeah? Great goal. Fantastic. Rounded Edison, tapped it in. Fantastic. Chelsea had a great night. Yeah? That should have been us first, London. But that's a different thing, right? But then I think he scores in the Club World Cup final or the Super Cup final as well. Other than that, he's been crap.
Yeah.
Right? So this manager in his brain is probably looking at it thinking, do you know what? We're in the Champions League this season. Why don't we go get somebody that scored in the Champions League final? Yeah. Right?
You're right.
This is how I reckon he thinks, right?
Yeah.
And then the problem is, we got that deal done so quickly. That deal was done and dusted inside a week.
Yeah.
Right? In a week.
Which you never do.
because Chelsea didn't want him, and
That is
they
back to
couldn't
the door.
believe that we paid 65 M's for him, mate.
Real Madrid were going to pay 30. They said no more than 30, 35.
At the risk of sounding like Matt, Southern Gooner, big up Matty. Hope he's back from Brazil.
Yeah, Carl, big up,
Seriously.
mate, man. He's with the Latinos, bro.
Yeah, no, big up Matty. No, but at the risk of sounding like Matty, we sponsored the Caicedo deal. Us and Man United sponsored the Caicedo deal.
Yeah.
Think about that. And Caicedo isn't coming good right now. He isn't coming good right now, but eventually he will. I know that
crazy.
will
For
eventually happen.
65 million, we could have got Maddison and Basuma.
Yes.
I try not to think about that.
How can we see this? How can we see this? I just don't get how the normal everyday fan can see this.
But he was misunderstood, Connor. He was misunderstood at Chelsea. Just back him. Just back him. He's one of us now. Just back him. Okay, cool. Does that same principle work then with Harry Maguire? If we sign Harry Maguire tomorrow, Man United terminate his contract today, and he's a free agent, and we sign Harry Maguire, would they back him?
We sign Harry Maguire, I will put my father's shotgun in my mouth.
No, if we sign Harry Maguire, do we sign his mom too?
What's funny, Lee, is I wasn't watching that game, the Scotland game. I fucking turned it on 1 minute before Harry Maguire got on. And I said to myself, he's going to score an own goal. And, bro, he...
Do you know what's crazy, though, yeah?
Written in the stars.
These people that sit there and go, well, just back him. No, respect is earned. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
He was missing. Oh, the whole Chelsea team was rubbish. Well, hold up. Chelsea didn't form last summer. I've seen him for 3 years.
Yeah.
I've seen him at Bayer Leverkusen. He looked amazing. Yeah, but as I've grown to learn and understand, that league's crap. Harry Kane is going to absolutely break record after record out there. He's already scored tonight. Yeah, but they don't care, Bayern, about the league. That's a given. Yeah, that's an obligation. You have to win the league. Right. But now you have to do it in Europe. Yeah, and that is what they've bought Harry Kane for, right? And this is where I look at it, right? We've spent 640 million quid under this flipping manager, and we have only signed one striker. And that is a guy who's had 2 knee surgeries in 12 months, right? We're going with Fabio Vieira on the bench. Well, and this is another thing. Oh, yeah, but we've got squad depth now. No, just because you deem them as versatile and they can play 2 or 3 positions, again, copying Pep, right? Yeah, copy him. I don't see Carlo Ancelotti doing this crap, by the way. Yeah, one of the most successful managers, possibly considered one of the GOATs. Well, I consider him a GOAT. There is an argument to say he is the greatest of all time, but that's a different stream. Yeah, but don't see Ancelotti doing this. Yeah, 640 million quid, right? And our fans are sitting there going, we've got squad depth now. Okay, cool. So we look at the bench the other day. Eddie and Nketiah started, but ultimately, Jesus would normally start. So let's put Eddie back on the bench. So Eddie was on the bench last year, he's on the bench this year, right? Fabio Vieira was on the bench last year, he's on the bench this year. Smith Rowe's on the bench last year, he's on the bench this year. Yeah, Trossard was on the bench most of last year, on the bench this year. Yeah, then you've got Rob Holding's not there anymore, right? Yeah, so what we've done is we went, cool, we'll put a goalkeeper there instead then. Yeah, that's the only difference on our bench. You have Tomiyasu. He's always injured.
Yeah.
That guy, some woman tweeted me yesterday, right? And I looked at it, yeah, because they love to say Kieran Tierney's always injured. And I'm not riding for my boy. I love him already, yeah, right? But they always say he's always injured. Well, since Tommy joined the club, he has missed more games since he joined in the 2 seasons he's been here, yeah, than Thomas Partey. He's missed 27 games in 2 seasons, yeah, through injury for club and country. Thomas Partey's missed 26. Kieran Tierney, always injured, whisper it quietly, has missed 14. Yeah, and this is what winds me out. We got a good squad now. Oh, the bench. The only addition to the bench that was not there last season is the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Right, Lee. Do you reckon there's something up with our medical team? Because something's got to be going on. Because I know we just got rid of your man. He's gone off to United. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Yeah, now look what's happening at United too.
Yeah, he's in all the player signing video.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Wait, is it any coincidence he's gone to United? Now they've got about
12
players.
No coincidence.
I was just going to say, but don't you find this really strange? It's like a curse at Arsenal. We sign players with a clean record with injuries, But as soon as they come to the club, injury.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is, Connor? Right? Kenny said this to me before. Kenny's actually played on Colney pitch. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've they don't work there anymore, but I know people or know of people. Yeah. And I'll give you this story real quick. I knocked on this geezer's door once, right? Can't remember where it was. It was down south. It wasn't London. It was outside of London somewhere. He was a Chelsea fan. Yeah. Booked him up for a quote on his windows, but I was chatting to him for ages. And his brother, no, sorry, he was an Arsenal fan, but his brother was a Chelsea fan. And his brother worked at Colney. He was one of the gardeners, yeah, the grass keepers or whatever you want to call them, yeah, right. And he was the reason why Arsenal started selling turf, yeah, because Wenger there was this big load of turf in the corner, and Wenger's like, well, what are we doing with this? What is this doing on the training pitch? Yeah, but Arsenal now have their own turf company, so they'll sell turf. Right, that's fact. I don't know if it's still the same now, but when I'm telling from the story, maybe 6-7 years ago, that was a fact. Arsenal had their own landscaping turf company, right? He said to me, his brother, who was a Chelsea fan, who worked at London Colney, yeah, and did the gardening, or whatever you want to call it, said them pitches are rock hard. And Kenny confirmed that because Kenny's played on it. I've heard this from many other players, ex-players, that said, yo, training pitches are rock hard. Not only that, you then put in players through. Pochettino does this. I can't remember exactly what it's like, the bleep test, but you run for, I think, 150 meters, and you have to do it in a certain amount of time. You have 15-second rest. Then you run for 165 meters, yeah, and you have to do it in the same time. Then you have 15-second rest. Then you run for 190 meters, and it gets more and more, but you have to do it in the same time. And then you're playing 3 games a week. And if you're Saka, you're undroppable by this manager. So you're now flying into tackles in training. Even if you're not flying into tackles, you're going to get tackled and you're going to end up on the deck. The deck's rock hard. Yeah. Now you're going into bleep test, endurance. You have to be the most fittest team in the league, run the most miles all season, all that crap. And then you're playing 3 games a week where you're getting absolutely levered into by the lesser teams because they can't compete with you on football terms. So they have to fly into you and smash you up. Bro, I'm telling you, all 3 of these things, yeah, are massive factors, which is why when you look at Pep is the master, the genius, yeah, of rotation of his squad. Riyad Mahrez was their top goal scorer for 2 years straight. They signed Erling Haaland. He sits on the bench. Yeah, he features in 47 games last season, right? Scored 15 goals. 15. He scored a hat-trick in a FA Cup semi. First person to do that since the year my dad was born in 1958. The next game, I think they played Bayern or Real Madrid. Bench. Now imagine Saka scores a hat-trick. Is he benched the next game? There we go. And that is why Pep gets less injuries, yeah, because he rotates his squad. He'll probably sit down with his squad at the start of the season, or pre-season, sorry, before the window's shut, and say, right, anyone who wants to leave, you can leave. Cool. Cole Palmer's a prime example. Yeah, but you're not going to be playing every single game week in, week out. But over the course of a season, we're going to have 70 games. So you're not going to play for 6 weeks in a row. But when you do play, you better perform. So you can either leave and go and get first team football and be the main guy, or we're all squad players here and we're going to go deep in every competition. They all sit there and go, yeah, cool. With us, we've got our 11 and then the bench is shit, apart from maybe Trossard.
Let me challenge you for a second, Lee. I disagree with a little part you said there. Saka gets a hat trick and then we bench him. If Saka gets a hat trick one game, wouldn't we really want him the following weekend to do the same thing? I mean, I know Saka's played lots of games, but if you have a player
Mahrez is their top scorer for 2 years in a row. They signed Haaland. Yeah, Mahrez was their best player, technical ability, along with Bernardo Silva. Mahrez accepts sitting on the bench. Yeah, this is big bad boy Mahrez, who's won multiple trophies at Man City, probably 10, 12, whatever he's won. Yeah, he scores a hat trick that gets him to the final.
Right.
Yeah, and then he's benched for Real Madrid or Bayern at home.
Yeah. Right. So that's where kind of my breakdown is. I would think, why wouldn't you continue to play him if he produced you a hat trick?
Because you know why? Because we haven't got a player on the bench, whereas they did. They've got Bernardo Silva, who played him instead of him. Yeah, with Bernardo Silva, we have not got two players in that position where Saka plays. We've got Saka, and that's it.
Right.
So we'd have to play Saka.
Right.
But if we had somebody else in, if we had a Bernardo or a Mahrez, then we could go, right, you scored a hat trick. Well done, Saka. You're sitting down for Real Madrid at home. Yeah, Mahrez is playing. Or Bernardo. We haven't got that, bro. And that is the difference. And this is why I get the because the amount of money we've spent, the amount of money we've spent under this manager, why have we not got a backup for him?
Well, see, here's what I guess maybe my question is: if Saka, using Saka instead of Mahrez or whatever, if Saka gets a hat trick, let's say against Everton, right, and then we go against PSV, right, midweek, don't you want Saka to perform again? And get that hat trick?
But ultimately, it's a long season, 60, 70 games.
Right.
You want
So you have to, and this is what I'll come back to. Yeah, I get the challenge. I 100% get what you're saying. I do see what you're saying, and I respect it. But at the same time, this is why Pep won a treble last season, and we won fuck all. Yeah, because that guy has got the mindset. He's got the respect of the players. For one of his best players, top goal scorer for 2 years before Haaland rocks up, won multiple trophies, titles, everything, domestic trebles, the lot. He can score a hat trick, and then he's got the balls, Pep, to say, you're benched. Bernardo starts. And Mahrez is going, cool. Mahrez is probably upset. But guess what? At the end of the season, he weren't upset because they lifted 3 trophies.
Of course.
Yeah, but the difference is we haven't got that squad, and we haven't got a manager who can manage a squad that big. He has to have yes men. Yes, Mikel. No, Mikel. Whereas Pep goes, sit down, shut the fuck up. All of you, sit down, shut up. Yeah, Arteta tries doing that. But ultimately, we haven't got the squad. We've got a bunch of younger players. Mahrez is in his 30s now. Mahrez can accept that he's coming to the end of his career. So Mahrez can go out and perform and score a hat-trick, get them to the final and sit on the bench. Yeah, he can accept that because they've been told the rules from the day one, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
they have a plan. They have a plan.
Yeah, they have a plan. Bro, you see the little thing when Grealish was getting a massage and they had our goals this season. It was all the trophies. Yeah, our goals are top 4.
Yeah.
Hacks.
Yeah, no, good comeback. I mean, I do because I think in some ways common sense would tell you, oh, Saka hot trick against Everton. He's gonna he's gonna produce next game because he's on a hot streak or some shit like that, right? Yeah. But you and I know
we're starving. That's why.
Right, I know. You're right because there's zero guarantee that any player is going to get a hat trick on any given day.
This manager has got. Like I said earlier in the show, this manager does give a shit. He clearly cares. Yeah, but ultimately, he is trying way too hard to do this whole Pep thing. Yeah. Yes. The difference is, mate, you ain't Pep. You'll never be Pep. You'll never be as successful as Pep. And you've not built a squad that can compete in terms of 2 players or players that can. Bernardo's not a right winger. But Bernardo, I watched him against Bayern Munich, and maybe it even was that Bayern Munich game. He made 4 nutmegs in 10 seconds. He nutmegged the same player twice in 1 second. Yeah. So he knows that he can drop Mahrez, not dent his confidence because he's an older head. He's in his 30s after scoring a hat trick, and he can put an equally or if not better player in there, and he'll do a job. Whereas we go, right, well, Saka has to start because we ain't got no one else. Who we put in there? Reece, Fabio, Havertz, Jesus, Trossard. The drop-off's mad.
Right. I mean, Jesus would be the only one I'd want in there that you just mentioned because I don't think TROSSARD really plays on the right. Jesus has history of playing on the right wing, and I wouldn't mind him in the right, Martinelli up front, and TROSSARD on the left. But that's a different conversation.
Well, you could rotate out all 3 of those. All 3 of those have played in 9.
He wouldn't do that.
But that's the thing. If you look at
no way we do it.
If you look at our attacking players, we've got Trossard, we've got Smith Rowe, we've got Vieira, we've got Saka, Martinelli, Eddie. If I said Jesus, right? We've got some good attacking players, right? I've just named 6 attacking players. There's 3 positions. Yeah, you could play Smith Rowe on the left. Yeah, you could play him on the right. You could play him at number 10.
Yeah,
you could play Vieira at number. So you have to rotate. If Bukayo Saka goes and scores a hat trick against Everton this weekend, hopefully he does. Yeah, if that was Pep going into that PSV game at home, where they've only lost one home game in the Champions League in about 5-6 years, and funny enough, that was Mikel Arteta in charge because Pep's mother died, and that was against Lyon, and Arteta lost the game, right? Wow. But exactly, right? But if that was Pep, he would go, "Your bench, Saka, I'm putting Jesus on the right wing," and Saka would suck it up. But because it's Mikel Arteta and Starboy has just scored a hat trick, well, it's definitely good because our fans would sit there and go, "Why Saka dropped? He's just scored a hat trick," which is cool. I get it. What's his reward for scoring a hat trick? Benched. But the bigger picture, I'm looking at it saying, well, what's his reward for scoring TROSSARD, for example, against Man City in Community Shield? Benched. The difference is we know we're not going to win fuck all at the end of the season. Whereas Man City fans go, we're going with Pep, whatever he says, because we know we're winning something and we might win it all.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Facts. All right, I got one question, then we got to get to predictions, and then we got to get out of here. Okay, so
I'm going to go and get a beer, bro. Go on, I'm listening.
Yeah, no problem. So no, I wanted to ask, and maybe Dow, Connor, I wanted to ask you guys. So given the form of Kai Havertz right now, and we don't need to get into Kai Havertz, and I've only been watching. I mean, I haven't been watching Arsenal near as long as you guys have, but I wanted to get Lee's opinion on this, and Dow and Connor's. I'm not even going to answer this question. Is Havertz the worst player you have seen at his position for Arsenal?
Do you mean like stop, like in the way
that he started? Is he the worst player you've ever seen?
Well, it has to be worse.
I know. I'm struggling to think.
Go back to like the Nielsen, Diaby, and way back in like 2009, 2010, 2012.
Was he more of a striker? Was he a number 10?
I would say Kim Kallstrom is the worst signing we've ever had because he had a back injury that he never recovered from, and he played like I think a game and a half for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Andre Santos is another player. I think he was a left back. He was an awful signing for Arsenal. So I would say, since I've been following Arsenal for about 24 years, I would say Kim Kallstrom and Andre Santos, Sebastian Squillaci, and Havertz are the 4 worst signings I've ever seen Arsenal. Those would be my 4.
Yeah. What's your top 4 worst signings, Lee?
Top 4 worst signings for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Willian's got to be in there.
Who?
Willian's got to be in there, bro. Willian's brutal.
Yeah.
Another one that was undroppable.
Kim Kallstrom, Lee.
No, Kim. To be fair, Kim Kallstrom scored a penalty to get us to a final. Yeah, so
and he got fucking pulled off because his back fell over because of arthritis or whatever.
Hey, Seagan's invincible, Tom. Put some respect on his name, bro. 18 games he played that season.
Sylvester.
18 games Seagan played in that invincible season. Come on, man. And do you know what's mad? I went to Arsenal legends against Madrid legends in the Bernabeu, after Wenger got us knocked out the Europa League semi against Atleti. Yeah, Diego Costa. Me and Troops were sat there like, it's like we're 5-0 up. Why are we playing like this? Right? I went and watched Real Madrid legends against us. Yeah. Seagan was quality. Yeah. He was absolutely class. Right. One player that I would say in my lifetime is a lot of players that we've signed that have been crap. Asano. Yeah. Asano. He was crap.
He was terrible.
Did he even play? That's why he didn't even play.
Yeah. Park was another one.
Vermaelen was all right, central man. Vermaelen was okay. Vermaelen
was decent, to be fair. He was all right. He was all right.
Obviously,
Louise was bad, but he wasn't like top 5.
Put Mustafi in there. Mustafi,
Kolasinac. Like recently.
Big up Jez, man. Jeffers.
Big up Jez every time.
The box in the box. Man's throwing it right back. Peter Marinello, you know. Come on, Jez. Hey, Shamak. I actually met Shamak once. Yeah. I swear down, it looked like a bird had shat in his hair, like a seagull. Like the amount of gel that guy put in his hair was mad.
He was a weird guy.
Francis Jeffers is definitely in there. Park Jeffers, not in any particular order. Park Jeffers, Asano, and I don't think Shamak was in. I wouldn't put him in the top 4. Who's the last one I'd put in there?
Like Carl Jenkinson.
William. I said William.
I said William.
Carl Jenkinson. Remember him? He was actually playing for us for a while as well, Carl Jenkinson.
Carl Jenkinson was probably one of the only players in our team at that time that could cross a fucking ball.
For the 2 games that he had to do it. So
I mean, we were nearly done Bayern Munich on their own turf. We had to win 3-0 away to Bayern to qualify. And we won 2-0, I think, and he was absolutely class in that game, Jenkinson.
I think I remember that one. Carl Jenkinson had 2 or 3 fucking scorchers, I must say. He had, like, seriously, he had a few good games under his sleeve. So I think Mustafi, I forgot about him. Squillaci, and Andre Santos were the worst. Mertesacker was pretty bad.
Ozil in there, yeah, because he cost this club 153 million.
Yeah,
Value for money is one of the worst.
That's another one. Matteo Debuchy, he was awful. That was Debuchy was.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell you a funny story about Debuchy. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this funny story about Debuchy. Yeah, hope Ola doesn't mind me saying this. Right, Ola, back in the day, used to do a bit of recovery for like debts and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. I hope Ola don't mind me saying this. Obviously, it's too late. It's out there. Right?
Ola was a recovery man.
Yeah, but Debuchy didn't pay his council tax for a long time.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
Boom. Yeah, man just came out with a credit card and paid it.
Wow.
Yeah, came out. It was a big bill. Yeah, I can tell you about Watford, but I'll leave let Ola tell you because I don't want to go through that. I don't want to get him in trouble because this is private and confidential. I'd imagine. So
no, write it down. Write it down next week. Next week's show with Ola. Connor, write it down. Make sure we ask him.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, he was bad. Like,
oh my God.
I remember we signed.
Do you know when we signed him? I was like, "Yo, that's a decent player." You know?
He was
because he was good, wasn't he? And he comes to Arsenal and died.
It was the same with Mustafi. It was the exact same with Mustafi. World Cup, coming off the back of the World Cup, I think. Yeah.
I don't know, Connor. He was at Everton and.
No, he was at Valencia, and I thought he was doing right. The first season he came in, he actually wasn't too bad. It was after that the old fallout came down and all that.
Don't worry, man.
Lichtsteiner as well. Jesus, scored against Blackpool. I remember, was it Blackpool we played against? I can't remember. I think it was in the cup. I mean, he lost his shit. Oh yeah, yes, have it. And I thought, oh my.
There's a clip doing the rounds of me where I'm going, the only Robbie goes to me. What's the only positive? Can you give me a positive today? When the only positive is Lichtsteiner. Do you know what game that was? I'm pretty sure that was Man City at home, Unai Emery's first game, right?
Yeah.
And I think Maitland-Niles was playing left back that day, got injured. Yeah, Mahrez was ripping him a new one, and he brought Lichtsteiner on. First time the ball went to Mahrez, Lichtsteiner pam straight through him. Mahrez got subbed. That's why I said it. But people go, "Oh look, he's got standards," and he rated Lichtsteiner. No, that was one performance where he actually ploughed into Mahrez and finished him to the point they subbed him.
So I got a big question for you, Lee.
Sanogo. Oh my days. Sanogo. Hey, don't miss Sanogo. Man got an assist or a pre-cum assist. Yeah, against Hull City, mate.
So here's the thing. Out of all these players we're listing, Lee, it's like to think back on it now. Why? Like, what did Wenger or Garlic Head or any of these people see in these players? Like Lichtsteiner was an absolute boss at Juventus.
Yep.
He was a fucking dog there. So why is it that even Matthew Debuchy was class too? I will give you that. What happened and why did the wheels come off the trains, the tracks come off the train so badly when we were just signing players based on name and not skill?
No, trust me, bro. Yeah, this football club, is way too comfortable. It's the Arsenal family.
Right.
We've got a dog. Cedric's trying to teach it Portuguese. We go into training every day. Hi, Win. Yeah, say hi to Declan. Yeah. Say hi to Declan.
The dog was in the chat earlier, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, we had Alexis Sanchez's dogs on a banner on the North Bank. Right, and then when he transferred to United, I remember going to the very next game after he'd left. The banner was still up.
Wow.
The banner was still up. Yeah, Kai Havertz also has a weird fetish with dogs. Yeah, which is probably why we've signed him. We sign players, that will toe the line, and they're just comfortable. Kai Havertz looks like he don't want to be on that football. He wants to be anywhere other than football, right? We signed players that are comfy. We kept Reece Nelson because it was cheaper to keep Reece Nelson, give him 5 million in his bank and 100 grand a week, than it was to go and sign a proper player.
Right.
Yeah, it was easier and cheaper to keep Eddie Nketiah on 100 grand a week. Yeah, academy prospect. I was at his first game when he came off the bench against Norwich. We were like, the whole stadium stood up like, wow, Eddie Nketiah. That was 7 years ago.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I know. And the whole, like, yeah. What did you say before? The person before? What did you say
Nelson.
before?
Reece Nelson.
Yeah, it's just like, why are they like hanging around? Like,
Because
I don't get it.
It's cheap, bro.
Well,
You give Reece Nelson
you're
5
going
million
Xhaka
quid.
and giving 20 mil to Bayern Leverkusen and getting a baller like Diaby, and I'm not going to go on a.
Bro, you give Reece Nelson £5 million up front. There's 5 million in your bank, and there's 100 grand a week for the next 4 years. So that's 25 mil total package. Yeah, your agent will get $1 million. That's 26 mil. That is cheaper than going and buying a proper player. Yeah, Eddie Nketiah was out of contract. Here's 100 grand a week for 4 years. That's 20 million. That's cheaper than buying Ivan Toney. Yeah, I know we have to balance the books, FFP, and all of this rubbish, but it just shows you. And I see something the other day, that a massive account put out, like millions of followers on this account, and it put out the net spend in the last 10 years of the clubs in the world or in Europe. Arsenal are 4th. We're above Man City.
That's crazy. Yeah,
we're above Man City, bro.
It's kind of like what I said before. It's like when you even buying Kai Havertz and why we spent 65 million. My whole thought is that, when you buy, we've been buying in the Toyota and Honda showroom for a real long time, while Man City have been shopping in the Ferrari and Lamborghini showroom for a really long time. And I think we finally made that statement with buying Rice. We finally got that 9-digit
marquee
number marquee player that we identified and actually went after. But with Havertz, it's kind of and of his players of his ilk, it's like I don't understand why they go so much at the beginning, because he wasn't a Ferrari at the beginning, right? I mean, he may have been at Leverkusen, but obviously his Ferrari-ness got kicked out of him at Chelsea, before he came to us as a fucking Yugo. But the thing is that do you think we'll continue to shop in the Ferrari window, or are we going to continue to shop in the Honda and Toyota window?
No, we've done that thing.
Another point too, bro. One other point I want to make too is that you buy a Ferrari for 200 grand, you're getting 150 grand back. You buy a Honda for $50,000, you're getting 30,000 back, right?
If you're lucky.
But Dow, don't forget. Remember the thing last season? We're in the Champions League now. We're buying class. Everyone we now buy is world class, because that's what you do now in the Champions League, apparently. Even if, because I'm going to quickly ask a question before Lee goes in. I don't think the thing with Man City is, I don't think, don't get me wrong, they sign the odd world class player. I think it's generally down more to the recruitment. They know what they're buying. Right. They know what they're investing in. You look at Julian Alvarez. No one was in for him. They go ahead and buy him. And if Haaland gets injured, there may be a bit of a scuttle back, but you've got this guy there. If they were us and they had Haaland, but they got Eddie Nketiah behind him, then they'd be shitting themselves. But this Julian Alvarez came out of nowhere, signed him up. There's more than that. I could name so many more that
Argentinian before won a World Cup with Argentina too. So
there's just so much. I think it's just down to good recruitment. In all honesty, don't get me wrong. They sign world-class players. Don't get that twisted. They do sign world-class players, but I think a lot of it. I wouldn't be surprised. And Lee, Dow, TJ, you might know. Arteta's got to be near how much Pep spent since he's been at Man City. Then Arteta's been at Arsenal. Arteta's got to be close at this point. In
terms of net, he probably ain't far off in net.
It's crazy.
Because they know how to sell. Bro, they've done 150 million in sales from academy prospects in the last 2 summers.
But we have the best academy. But
this is Man City's academy done a treble. Man City women done a treble last year, and Man City men done a treble last year. Do you know what's crazy? Yeah? You just made a great point there, right? I was listening to Saeed and Big Steve earlier, right, on their show on the Big Six. Steve said when they signed Gabby Jesus, Man City got his school reports all the way through his whole education at school. That's how far they got into the mentality. Is he a good kid? Has he got mentality? Is he naughty? Has he ever been in trouble with police? Has he done this? When you look at Arsenal and Man United especially, we're nowhere near that bad. They're signing players up based on a whim. Yeah, we're signing players up. And to be fair, you very, very, very rarely nowadays see Arsenal players doing something they shouldn't be doing. They're not in the media for doing stupidness. Yeah. Yes, we can all go down the Thomas Partey route and all of that, whatever. Right? But at the end of the day, you don't see Ben White out doing stupid. Yeah, he'll be in Ibiza with his bird. Cool. Yeah, but you don't see Saka brought his mum and dad a gaff and he lives in the gaff with them. Yeah. Brought up the right way. We do our due diligence. Yeah, to the T. Man City do it to the T and even deeper. Man United and other clubs, they don't, and then they wonder why. Yeah, you just mentioned about Julian Alvarez, yeah? Right? Man City do sign world-class players. Erling Haaland, when they signed him, you knew he was going to smash it. But if he gets injured and he's out for the whole season, bro, they won the league twice without a striker.
Yeah.
Mahrez was up front. Foden was up front. Yeah? They had Bernardo up front. De Bruyne's false nine. Like, do you know what I'm saying? They can do it. And do you know why? I'll give you another example. Right? I'll give you another example. They buy world-class players here and there. But would anyone say when Jack Grealish went there, he was world-class? No. Would anyone say when Bernardo went there, world-class? No. Would anyone say when Mahrez signed, world-class? No. Nathan Ake? No. Diaz? No. The goalkeeper? No. What they do is their recruitment team is elite. Yeah. They're elite. And because they're respected in every ballroom in world football, right? Because they don't muck about. They went to West Ham for Lucas Paqueta. West Ham went, yeah, cool, 95 M's. Get out of here, man. Yeah, we're just going by Nunes for 60 instead. Yeah, you had your chance. They wanted Van Dijk. They weren't going to 80 or 70 or whatever it was. They probably regret missing out on him, but they probably don't when you look at the trophies compared to Liverpool. Yeah. They were probably devastated they missed out on him because he was a top player and he has been a top player.
Their second choices are always first place choices for everybody else.
Yeah.
Hey, and the funny thing is, when they let a player go, right, Raheem Sterling has fallen off a cliff since he's left there, right? Zinchenko and Jesus, if they got better since they've left? No. Has Cancelo got better since he's left? No. Yeah, Gundogan might do, maybe. He might go on and achieve stuff at Barca. You don't know yet. It's early days. Leroy Sané, has he got better as a player? So, yes, he's won stuff, but has he got better? No. Yeah, they've allowed Jesus and Zinchenko to walk out of that football club and then went and won a treble. Yeah, it is mad when you deep it. In fact, they won the league the year before, the year they sold him, them two to us. They won the league. Yeah, and then they went and won the treble the following year.
Exactly.
It's mad, bro. They do not. The reason they don't cock up is because from top to bottom, that football club wants to win. They're the English Real Madrid.
Yeah, they want to win. And that's why I've said that. Probably going off because I know got on to predictions, TJ.
Yeah.
But quickly, I was saying this yesterday. We were talking about Vinay. Me and TJ were talking about Vinay now leaving 2024, which I think is fantastic news, by the way, because he looks like just a slapped off.
Don't let the door hit you.
Yeah, I was saying to Ollie yesterday, Lee, on the show. I was saying Vinay reminds me because obviously Vinay is Edu's boss. He's the chief executive, I believe. That's correct. Mm-hmm. And what Vinay reminds me of is, and Ollie couldn't really relate, but sometimes in my school, you got the odd teacher that really likes you. And if you don't do your homework, they'll be like, "Oh, it's all right. You can do it for next week." Vinay reminds me of that. If Edu doesn't do something right, Vinay is like, "Oh, it's all right, Edu. Don't worry. It's all good." I don't think Vinay is a football fan. I don't think Vinay is an Arsenal fan. We need, in this hierarchy, Arsenal fans and people who want to work damn hard for the club. It's not obviously the chief executive role, but when Flamini said he wanted to come in and take over Arsenal, I think he'd do a madness because he would want to put every single bit of blood, sweat, tears and money into the club non-stop. And I think if we had the right board of direction and the people that really want to go for it, I was saying even on the Amazon documentary, the Arsenal All or Nothing, you saw when Edu, Richard Garlick and Vinay were in the office talking about Aubameyang. Vinay just sort of sits there. He just sort of like, yeah, I think I know what we're talking about. Yeah, but you don't see Vinay getting involved with the transfers or anything like that. I know it's not really his job. It's more the finance kind of stuff, but instead of the actual player. But it never seemed like he was really getting involved. You only ever saw Vinay when it was taking a picture of the player or he's sitting in the club box.
Or making Edu a cup of coffee. Making Edu coffee now?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And I really do hope, because I think we've had Ivan Gazidis. We probably had way more before that, but obviously my time. Ivan Gazidis, Raul Sinelli, and Vinay. Triple threat of shit. Just pure shit. We cannot do 4 in a row. We have to get someone in that will.
Do you know who's going to take the job? They'll promote within. Arteta will get a say because that guy runs that club. Yeah, he's got full control, mate. Trust me, I know this 100%. He has got full control. Yeah, if he don't want something, it ain't happening.
So if I can apply for this job lead, do I apply my letter to Cronky Sports Group and say that I have
It's a great question, Dal. It's a great question, bro, because Josh Kroenke has apparently come out and spoken in a glowing term, about how Vinay's been there, and it's great, bro. This is the same guy that we have not heard from for years after sitting in lockdown, telling the world in lockdown that we want to be more invested with the fans. We want to get the fans more involved. We want to speak to the fans. Well, he still ain't come on our channel, like my channel, your channel. Yeah, we have not heard a single peep out of this geezer for 2.5 years. Yeah, but now Vinay's leaving, and I'm telling you now, Richard Garlick or Tim Lewis will get that job. Yeah,
they went on one Arsenal fans forum that got shared around on the internet. Josh, Vinay, and all of them. They went on one fans forum when the Super League happened, and they had to apologise. They have not been on one since, and they haven't spoken to any fans publicly, because part of a chief executive job, in my opinion, is talking to the fans, getting your opinion and getting the fans' opinion on how we can make this club progress and go forward and be better. I have not seen Vinay speak to one fan publicly. One.
Roman Abramovich at Chelsea. I know this as well. Big up Tony Rolfe, right? And Minerals. Big up Minerals as well. It's happy, right, and all of that. Big up Johnny Minerals. I love him, right? But check this, right? I know for a fact, that Roman Abramovich used to go in the boozers in Chelsea, right, and say to the bar staff in there, "I'll cover the cost. Don't charge anybody. I'll come back and I'll pay the bill later today or tonight," right? I'm bugging out, but you can still hear me.
You're good. Right? You're good.
Yeah, he would go into the bars in West London, and he would pay the bar bill for every single person in the bar. He would stand there jumping around with the fans, Roman. This Josh Kroenke sitting there after the Super League crap fallout, with the fan forum with all these jumped up, condescending, pompous little dickheads that are just there for a selfie, or, "Oh, look at me, I spoke to Josh Kroenke." "Oh, somebody captured the moment of a picture of me with Arsene." Shut up, Akil, you wrong'un. Absolute wrong'un, mate. These people are desperate, absolutely desperate to be, "Oh, look at me. Somebody," I'll never forget that tweet. "Somebody captured the moment with me and Arsene laughing." No, you asked them to take the picture, mate. Like, let's just be real with it. My cousin did this. He proposed to his missus. Big up my cousin, he's a Leeds fan. Right, big up my cousin. He proposed on the London Eye. "Oh, somebody captured them." No, you gave him the phone and told him what's happening. Like, come on. But this is the mad thing, right? Josh Kroenke, if he really, really, really wants to get invested with the fans, why aren't you going in the Tollinton or the 12 Pins or the other pubs, right? The Eaglet and all the other pubs around there, Why are you, the Gunners pub and all that? Why are you not going in these pubs and walking and saying, "Do you know what? I want to hear what the fans have got to say. I'll cover the cost. I'm a multi-billionaire. Don't worry. Don't charge anybody. I'll come back later and I'll pay the bill." Right? Granit Xhaka sitting there going, "Oh, I'd love for the fans to come to training. We want to get invested with the fans and blah, blah, blah. They can come to train." Really? How comes every time you stop at the Tollinton traffic lights, then you sign a couple of things and floor it off? There's a sports centre across the road, leisure centre. You can park in there for free. So why don't you go and park your car in there, walk across the where the traffic lights are, go in the Tollinton, get a bottle of water and sit down and talk to the fans? It's all lip service, mate. Josh Kroenke, the one thing I'll say about them Kroenkes, since they've had full ownership, the money's been there. It's not their money out of their own pocket, but they've actually given money out of the club's money, which is cool. That's fantastic, right? But if you want to get invested with the fans, why aren't you on a podcast? Why aren't you sat here tonight? Why aren't you doing a podcast on AFTV? Why aren't you doing a podcast on Lee Gunner? Why aren't you doing it on TJ Warren? Why aren't you doing it on CMO? Why aren't you doing it on Oregon Goon? Why aren't you doing it on all these other channels? Deluded Gooner, Curtis Shaw, all these other Northside, all these. If you really want to interact with the fans, the actual fans, go and stand in the crowd with them. Go and stand in the crowd with them. Go and walk into the pubs. Go and, even if you don't buy the drinks, just go in there and ask what their opinions are. Yeah, but they don't. It's all lip service. And these people that sit in these fan forums or the AGMs, they're pre-selected, right? Anyone who asks an awkward question is never invited back. Yeah, it's all,
Right.
oh, yes, we have to control the narrative. Absolute load of waffle, mate. Yeah, load of waffle. Bit like I'm waffling now, and I know TJ wants to do predictions. So.
No. Sorry, I had to mute because my dogs are going absolutely crazy. But that's all right. That's all right. No, you're not waffling
we're not
at all.
talking dogs. We're talking bunnies. Do you know what? So very quickly, right? When I went to spring break in Mexico, me and my boy Jay, there was an American guy sounded exactly like you, TJ. It didn't look like he was sounding younger. He was like, he goes, "Hey, dude." Yeah, he goes, "Hey, dude." He goes, "Oh my God, the club was wall to wall." Yeah, wall to wall. Yeah, and we're like, "Wow, well, take us to this club, bro." Yeah, we're like, "Yeah." He goes, "And I'm not talking dogs. I'm talking bunnies." One more quick story, very quickly, right? We were hanging one night. We see 2 Chainz in City Club in Mexico, in Cancun, right?
Yeah.
We're absolutely hanging out of our backsides the next day. Like, pause. It won't like that, right? So they then want to play tequila volleyball, right? There's this old guy, because Canadians are weird, right? I love Canadians implicitly, but Canadians, when they go spring break, they take their parents. Yeah? What's that all about? Right? They take the parents, the grandparents, like 4 sisters, and all 4 of them sisters were worldies. Yeah? But they take the mum, the dad, and the grandparents, right? Well, anyway, this grandpa's in the pool. Jay's going to me, "Yo, do you want to play tequila volleyball?" I'm like, "Jay, I feel fucked." Yeah, and I don't do hangovers. I was hammered, right? This is like 1 p.m. Right? So Jay's in the pool. There was this funny American kid, one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life, yeah? He was just the class clown, but he was just hilarious, right? So anyway, he's on Jay's team. I'm sat on the side of the pool sipping on a bottle of water, yeah? I'm just sat there hanging This old man must have been about 75 years old. He's on the other side of the net. When you miss, everybody on the team that's missed, shot a tequila from the guy or the girl with the bottle. Tequila volleyball, right? So anyway, my boy Jay throws the ball up, but spanks the granddad on the side of the face. He's in the water. Right? He's like, what? He's in the swim pool, around yeah. The funny kid, the American kid, he goes, "Hey, dude, you nailed the grandpa." Yeah, that's one of the funniest. And the way he said it, that was one of the funniest things I've ever fucking heard. "Hey, dude, you nailed the grandpa." He was like Stifler. Yeah, he reminded me of Stifler.
Oh my! Yeah, I remember Stifler.
Just hilarious, man.
I have a very good
the best holiday I've ever had. If you've never been Cancun spring break, and we actually went on the official spring break. Yeah, when it was the actual spring break, in March. Boy, trust me, go do it. Yeah, do it. We stayed at the Barcelo Hotel, man. Big up to them. Yeah,
Cool.
I got a buddy who is just like Stifler. Like, he just actually looks like him, acts like him, everything.
Dude, I was in a frat. I lived in a house full of them, bro. Like, it was crazy. We did that same trip, only it was down to South Padre Island, Texas. Wild. Absolutely wild. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, we got to get to predictions.
It was crazy, bro. I can't lie. That was the funniest holiday I've ever had in my life. Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, that was 9 years ago. Yeah, I was 32, 33. I don't know how I was drinking all day, and all night, and then sleeping for 2 hours, then doing it all out for 14 nights. Bro, I go out here now with Jay, right? And I do 3 nights out here, not even excessive drinking, just 3 nights, 9 till 2. Yeah, 3 nights in a row. Bro, I'm dusted for a week.
No, you literally, your mind, it's all mental. You get your mind into that mindset, and then when you get back, you're done. Your body knows it can shut down, and then you're hibernating for a week. Oh God, I miss it. I can't do it anymore. I'm too old to do that anymore. But Connor, it's not too late for you, my friend. Get on it.
I'm gonna get a big.
Get on it.
Sweet.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into predictions. We'll go ahead and share right now. Hopefully, my laptop doesn't go absolutely nuts here. My laptop has been absolutely acting up. But hey, if you are here, if you're still here, make sure that you are smashing the likes and you are subbing to the channel. If you are new people, we got 61 likes. Get that up to 70 before the end of the stream. Let's go. What are we doing here? All right, let's share what's going on from last week, everybody. Am I all right?
Yeah, you're good.
God
Man.
damn it! I lost again.
Ha!
Oh, Darius
Right.
McDowell.
Now you
Jesus.
guys know why I don't play the fantasy shit, bro, because of this.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
right here.
no, I know exactly. So, coming in first, we had Jamino. Big up, Jamino. If you're still in the chat, big up, my friend. You nailed it, knocked it out of the park. I was the only person that got that Arsenal game right on. Not trying to big myself up too much, but I called that one. Just saying, absolutely lost it. And then we had Flawless limping in at third. Big up Flawless for coming on the show every single time. Hey, and if you did not catch my show with Flawless yesterday on Sarcasm City TV, go over to Sarcasm City TV, watch the Man United Arsenal.
Flawless is a real one, man. Proper real one.
Big up Flawless every single time. Yeah, me and Flawless talked for about an hour and a half last night. Absolute jokes. So go back and watch that one, guys. That was hilarious. And then last but not least, Dal. Sorry, I got to do it. You blew it.
This, bro.
I had to do it.
I played the fantasy shit. Yahoo did it, EPL. I've won one time.
See, these American idiots, man. These American idiots.
Yeah.
Get on it.
No.
100%. All right, so guys, you know how it works. I'm not going to be able to track everybody in the chat, so make sure that after the show is over, put it in the comments of the video. Put your predictions in. I will put you on the spreadsheet. That goes for you too this time, Jamino, because I'm not going to be able to keep up with the chat. But play along with us. We're going to go ahead and start calling the shots for this week's fixture, starting with Lee. Liverpool visiting Wolves.
4-0. Resounding victory. They're looking decent. Their attack's mad. Don't know if they've got any injuries coming back off of international, but the Wolves ain't got no goals in them, mate. Them or Everton are going down with Sheffield United and Luton. So, yeah, 4-0 Liverpool, man.
All right. Connor.
I'm going to go for a 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 Liverpool. It'll be a slapping. Absolutely slapping.
Here's Jezza's hitting the road.
Cheers up, Jez. Throw me your predictions when you're done. All right. Big up, Jez, every time.
Love Jez, always, man.
And by the way, remember everybody, Jez is the reason TJ Warren TV exists. He pushed me to do the YouTube channel. Blame him if you don't like the channel. That's all I'm going to say. That's where the comments go. All the negative comments, hit up Jez.
Oh shit, that's not nice, TJ.
Yeah, come on. That's
you talk me into this, TJ.
Hey, listen, Harry Maguire's mum's putting out statements, mate. We don't want to go this deep with it. You know what I mean? This is full on bullying right now.
There's levels to this shit. There's
levels to this shit. Dal, what do you think?
You guys just took the scores right out from under. I gotta go with fuck, man. I think both those scores are gonna happen. I'm gonna go.
Down. You got 3 points last week. Maybe take some advice.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, you can't do more.
Right. So I'll follow by example. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. I can't do 3.5. Let's do. Fuck it. I'm gonna do 5. Solid with a hat trick.
Oh, come on, Dal. If you can't win, cheat. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm cheating off of Connor.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm cheating off of Connor. I'm going 3-0.
115 irregularities. 115 irregularities.
Hopefully we can get to that level one day.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Absolutely wish.
Yeah, see, there it is.
Yeah,
there it is. Jez takes full responsibility. So there you go. We all blame Jez. All right, I'm gonna get a shirt that says "Blame Jez" whenever I'm just getting cooked on the internet.
Jez made me do it.
Yep. Luton Town visiting Fulham.
2-1 Fulham.
Yeah. Looking long for Luton. We all knew it was coming.
I'm gonna go. Fulham still got they still got good defense. Then they got better leather in goal. Yeah, it's Luton. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Fulham.
2-0 Fulham. Al.
I'm gonna go 3-1. I think Luton will probably get a set piece.
They've got some players that can maybe get a goal.
Yeah. I'm cheating awfully. I think this will be closer than we think. Luton are eventually going to have to get points somewhere, but I don't think it's going to be here. Luton, yeah, I'm going 2-1 Fulham as well. Sheffield United visiting the shithole.
It's actually a better stadium than ours. Lee's a Spurs fan.
Lee, Spurs
Fuck
fan.
off down the lane, Gunner. Fuck off down the lane.
Half my viewers are Spurs fans too, so it's all good. People say I'm a Spurs fan too.
If you're not Arteta and you can jog off down the lane.
Yeah, if you can't see what he's doing, mate.
Yeah, if you can't see what he's doing, league on the bingo.
Right. Sheffield United are absolutely doomed.
Yep.
But having said that, I did say earlier with Henry Wright, because he's predicting 4 or 5. He's thinking an Ange masterclass. But Maddison got player of the month, probably rightly so.
Yeah.
Ange, wrongly so, got manager of the month. Pep should have got it. 4 wins out of 4. Most goals scored, least goals conceded.
Right.
But they very, very nearly nicked a draw against Man City. I know it was at their ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, and I said this with Henry, 1-0 Spurs.
Fair.
Fair.
They're going to
Connor.
park the bus.
I'm gonna go with 2-0. Actually, I'm gonna go with 2-1. 2-1. Why not? Let Spurs concede.
Al?
9-0 Sheffield United. I'm gonna go 2-0. 2-0. Sheffield ain't got a prayer.
Do you remember what was the one? What did Prince Fuad say the other week? TJ, was that Man City were going to drop points?
He said he thought that Sheffield were going to steal one from Man City, and it was looking like it was going to happen.
Prince Ford, man, I don't know what he's sipping in that water bottle, bro. Yeah, but man's moving outside.
The water in his area.
Is the Welsh tie?
Yeah, the water in his area of Wales is crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's on.
on together and let them just battle it out.
No, we gotta get Fuad back.
Fuad's
On
epic.
here. He's an absolute legend. I'm going 2-1 Tottenham, unfortunately. Man City visiting West Ham. This will be an interesting
This will
one.
be a good game. This will be a good game.
Big up to the 4 Man City fans that are travelling down to the London Stadium. Make sure you
Yep.
Get the TROSSARD out.
the Trossards and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Get your Trossards out. Pep's back. Yeah, Pep's back. He's back. He's fighting fit. He's had a little 2 to 4 weeker. He's back. Man City 3-1.
Yeah. Connor.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because West Ham have been on a really good run recently. Paqueta's doing his thing, Bowen's doing his thing. They got players, and the new midfield's looking good with Ward-Prowse and Alvarez. I don't know why I was thinking it could be a draw, but it's Man City, and Pep's back.
Maybe we draw.
Oh, do you know what? I'll be different. Screw it. 2-2. Don't know why.
2-2.
Don't know why. I can just see something. 2-2.
Connor just handed me the trophy.
I might be chat. Yeah, I might be.
I'm gonna go. Lee thinks Bowen's probably gonna put one in the back of the old onion bag. I don't think so. That defense is too good. 3-0 City. Akanji, what a fucking revelation he's been. God damn.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It was class at Dortmund, but my God, he is. Incredible.
This one's tough for me. Moise has those guys humming, man. 3-2 City. 3-2. I'll go 3-2. Make it interesting. Give me the Capitals there. Brighton visiting Man United. This is going to be a shit show.
Brian slapping, mate.
This is going to be a shit show.
This is prime banter. I'm doing a watch along for that game. The Vans.
I know. I'll be in the chat.
For it. I was going to do West Ham Man City, and they said no. So I did a poll, and I think about 70% said, "Yo, prime banter at Old Trafford." Man United's home record, by the way, I think they've only lost 4 games in 2023 at Old Trafford. But one of either Lindelof or Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire!
They're going to be next to Lissandro. No Anthony, no Sancho.
Apparently Martinez could be out as well. Sandro Martinez could be out. So there'll be no Martinez walking around. It's going to be Harry Maguire, Lindelof, or Johnny Evans, mate. It's going to be
Ferguson's going to have a field day.
I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton.
Nice. Yeah.
Connor?
Yeah, Brighton are winning this, man. I'm telling you, they're winning this. And I'm going to go for a 3-2 Brighton. I reckon there'll be goals, but I reckon they'll win.
Yep. Dal?
I'm going to go 2-2.
No, that was what I was going to do.
Sorry to cut you, yeah? Big up Jamino. No Sancho and no Anthony means it's advantage United.
So true. So fucking
That comment's hilarious.
Big up Javinho every time, man. Oh my god.
Garnacho's going to come in and win it for him.
All right,
Man,
mate, that
it's either gonna be a
guy's
draw-
been playing for Cadiz or Elche in about 2 years' time, mate.
That guy's haircut.
Oh, mate.
Hey, mate.
Lee, tell that to my United mates. They'll kill you. Literally.
Mate, honestly, Ten Hag will be managing Cadiz. Yeah, he'll go and get Garnacho on loan. Like, bro, that guy's so overrated. It is mad.
Lee, listen, I was in the pub last for the United game, and it was majority Arsenal, but there was a couple Man United, and obviously Garnacho offside, but the 2-1, he went in and scored 2-1. But this geezer behind me, Man United fan, Irish by the way, not from Manchester, not from London, he's full on Irish, right? And Garnacho scores, and he's like, "This is him! This is him! This is him! Who's that?" And I'm like, "Fucking hell, here we go." I don't even think he's that great, but hey, just my opinion. Hey.
Remember Januzaj? Remember Januzaj, the next Ronaldo? Yeah. Yeah. He's Mark II, mate. He's Mark II.
Remember Remy Cabella?
There's been
Remy
so
Cabella,
many.
the next Henri.
There's been so many. So many.
He died at Newcastle, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. Oh, this is really funny. Okay, hot fun.
It's really bullshit.
That is fucking hilarious.
All right, talking of
He's gonna hang out with
Hetafe
Mason.
talking to Hetafe
Yeah.
shirts,
I know you're gonna say
they've
that.
sold more Mason Greenwood shirts
Yep.
Than
than they've sold any other player in their history.
It's crazy.
History?
Crazy.
He's going to kill it out here, man. I'm
He's
telling you,
gonna
he's going to
dial, dude.
absolutely smash it.
Yeah.
This man.
He is
Yep.
so good.
He's
Oh,
gonna
man.
smash that league to pieces. All right, Villa. Villa has Crystal Palace visiting them. Let's go.
That's
Aston Villa at home.
Kind of a good one.
3-0.
All right.
3-0
Yeah,
to Villa.
yeah. I don't think this one's too hard to call.
They got
Connor?
no goals either, really.
No,
They got no
Yeah.
goals.
no attack.
Villa are hit and miss, man. They're like 1 week they'll get pammed. Yeah, the Unai Emery settings. 1 week they'll get pammed. Next week they'll pam someone. Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
Having a quick look. Is there any? Okay, right. Yeah, they've still got. Oh, yeah, they've still got Eze. This. Yeah, it's at least they're still out. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Villa. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Villa.
2-0 Villa. All right. Ow.
I'll go 3-1. Palace will sneak one in.
I'm going 2-1. I think it's. Yeah. I think it'll be close, but Villa will get it over the line. Brentford visiting Newcastle. This one's weird because you got Brentford. Brentford are Jekyll and Hyde, and so are Newcastle. I think Newcastle will eventually return to form, but they're starting off rough.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Newcastle have had a tough start, man. Tough
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
And Eddie Howe. Ooh. Slap. Yeah, listen, Newcastle in that stage right now where if a couple more bad results go against them, then they're gonna have to go out there. Hansi Flick and Nagelsmann, maybe I don't think they're better than Eddie Howe. Well, Hansi Flick is. Nagelsmann's a bum. Yeah, but they need to now kick on and get that next level manager. Yeah, he's took them to as far as he can take them, I think.
Yeah.
But without Ivan Toney, they've still got Wissa, they've still got Wemu. They've got some good players that are consistent, but Newcastle are winning that, man. And that Geordie faithful, I've been to that ground, man. I love the Geordies. Big up, why are you, Geordie footballers? Yeah. Like, my accents are pretty cool, I can't lie. And the Geordie birds.
That's pretty cool.
Big up the Geordie women, mate. Oh my days, yeah. Even the ugly ones a bit. Yeah, I'm not even joking. You need to get yourself to a nightclub in Newcastle, mate. Trust me.
That's what I heard.
They are ollies, bruv. Yeah, we're not talking dogs. We're talking
bunnies.
2-1 Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle.
How does the American kid know to say bunny, Lee? I'm curious about that.
Huh?
How did the American kid know to say bunny?
I don't know, but do you know what? I wish I'd followed him on Instagram because I swear down, that guy, if he is not going to be one of the best comedians of all time, that guy, mate, he knew exactly when to drop it. He knew exactly what tone to use.
I
The
mean,
delivery was impeccable, mate, on everything. Yeah, and then one very quick story. there was this guy there, and he was at college. He was massive. He was about 7 foot tall. Yeah, American football player. Yeah, right? Yeah. I think he was there on his own. Like, this is weird, right? And I remember he got out of a taxi. Yeah, well, I say he got out of a taxi. He had a kebab, and he fell out of the taxi door at the Barcelo Hotel in Cancun. And concierge, yeah, I say concierge. They've all got rifles on the door of the Barcelo. Right, with the Mexicans. They're dragging him, and he's just starfished on the floor. Yeah, 9 o'clock at night. We're waiting to go out. Yeah, so we're waiting. We're going. Oh, we'll have a couple more drinks in the lobby bar. Blah blah blah. We'll go out about 11. Hit the club. Whatever. Bro, this guy was. He was an American. He was doing a college American, like, football stuff.
Yeah.
He was the coolest guy. He was you wouldn't want to write hook off him, yeah, right? But our room was opposite his room, yeah. So I said to Jay, I said, right, I'm going to go up, I'm going to have a shower, get changed, then we'll go out, yeah. The guy's door was wide open. He's hanging off the balcony like this. He was smashed at 9 p.m. Yeah. And his music, he was pumping out the shittest rock music. I don't even know what band it was, yeah. Right? And I was like, Jay, go and tell him to turn his music down because that's shit. It's like, no, have you seen the phone? Jay's tiny. Yeah, it's like, have you seen the fucking size of him? So that whole holiday, bro, we could do a whole stream on that holiday. Yeah, I'll get Jay. Yeah, that holiday. Anyway, move. Sorry, I'm.
Dude, no. I'm telling you, next stream we'll just compare spring break travel stories. I'm sure Dal, I know you have a couple.
Oh, I got 7.
Yeah. Connor, I feel like you're missing out, bro. You need to go. How old are you, Connor?
I've just turned 20, so I'm starting.
You need to get yourself to spring break, mate. Avoid the American women; they're all up themselves.
Yeah.
Go with the Canadians; they're nice.
Connor,
they've all got lovely teeth as well. The Americans all think they're special. The girls, yeah. Like the guys are cool, but the American women of that age, 20 to 30, bro, the American women all. And do you know what's mad? Every time I was in the swimming pool, hey dude, what college do you go to? It's like, college, mate. I fucking earn money. Hey dude, what college do you go to? Yeah, in the end, right, and I'll tell you one very quick story. Right? We're in this lobby bar, right? There was a load of lads from Camden, they're all like muscle-based gym, yeah, like from North London, cool guys, man, and a load of lads from Cheshire. Still follow them on Insta. Big up Mikey, Magic Mike, we called him, yeah, like that fucking. Them lot from Cheshire were crazy, bro. They got kicked out of the fucking, was it Oceana or whatever it was, the Oasis. Because they jumped off the 3rd floor balcony into a water fountain, yeah, while the DJ's mixing it up, yeah, world class, I can't remember what DJ, yeah, security are dragging him out, yeah, and he was in a mankini, yeah. Check this, right? We was in the lobby bar, and there was this guy sat there, with me and Jay sat there. This guy goes, hey dude, is this chair available? And we're like, yeah, cool, sit down, bro, right? So Jay then goes, Jay hasn't spoken at this point. He goes, hey, dude, is that Sylvester? Yeah. He goes, why are you trying to give me a hard time right now? Yeah, but you know what's mad? That was the first night we got there. For the next 13, 14 fucking nights, every time we see him, get this guy a beer. Yeah, and then fucking there was a guy with a 23 Michael Jordan shirt on in the lobby bar, yeah? Right? My boy Jay, I love him. He's fucking hilarious. He's like the American kid that's hilarious, yeah? Right? He goes, hey, dude, there's only 123. And the guy turns around. He was a fucking big fuck. He goes, who's that? He goes, David fucking Beckham, dude. Yeah, in the end, Jay's running around the lobby bar with the Michael Jordan 23 on. That holiday, I swear, we need to do a stream. And I'll get Jay on the stream. Yeah, that holiday was mad.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Oh,
my American accent and his American accent are on point as well, by the way.
No, we make Connor do an American accent for us too. It's pretty elite.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Fucking right, dude.
Right, fantastic, man. Arsenal Football Club, soccer. I love soccer, man.
That's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Oh, far out, man.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, I'll quickly do mine. If it was Brentford at home, I think Brentford could have edged it because Brentford at home is different grade. I've been there before.
Yeah.
But Newcastle, yeah, I think they'll take this. But Brentford, I think will put up a fight. But I'm gonna go for 2-1 as well. I'm gonna go for 2-1.
All right.
So did Newcastle battered someone last time, didn't they?
Was it?
They got
No,
battered by Brighton.
they got-
3-0.
That's right.
Yeah, they lost.
Well, Eddie Howe's going to come back. I'm going to say 3-1.
Yeah, I think this is going to need to step up him.
Isak
Yeah, I
has
think
to-
it's. I'm copying off Dal 3-1. I agree. Agreed. Chelsea versus Bournemouth.
Go on, Bournemouth.
Oh.
There.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Turns fight.
The London Cowboys. It's Bournemouth, Chelsea. It's Bournemouth. They're away.
Yep.
1-1.
Ooh,
Chelsea and mud, man.
Hot in the mud.
they are so done. They're done out here. Connor.
As much as I don't like Chelsea and as much as they are a banter team, they bottled it last time, didn't they? Last week,
Yep.
The week before. Sorry. Oh, do you know what? Screw it. They've got to win at some point. I'll do 2-1 Chelsea, but I think it'll be very, very close. I think they'll maybe just edge it. They won't play good performance, and that's for sure.
Okay. All right. That's a shout.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with our boy SG here in the chat. I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bournemouth at home and Chelsea are awful, dude. I'm going 2-0 Bournemouth.
Bournemouth has more fight. They have fighters in that team, and Chelsea has no fighters. Not one of those players I would consider a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like I feel bad. I almost feel bad for like Lewis and like Wolfgang division and Latimus Prime and all those guys.
I don't feel sorry for them, mate. They've won so many trophies in 20 years, mate, and we've been in the gutter.
Yeah.
They've got
Almost.
European.
Oh, but trust me, watching Carefree Lewis on Chelsea Fan TV every week, he just looks so sad. So
No, dude, they did a makeshift
get
therapy
angry
session
anymore.
for him on Troops TV. They did a
fully
makeshift therapy
doesn't
session.
even get angry anymore. Because I remember before he used to have like chest, like proper stick out chest, but now he just like, listen.
Bro, that's the acceptance stage. Yeah? Acceptance. They've accepted in
Stage
1
five.
year that
Stage
they're
five.
dusted.
Stage 5. Yeah.
Incredible.
All right.
I'm
Here it
excited.
is. Here it is. Arsenal visiting Everton. Here we go.
So
There we
clip
go.
this, motherfuckers. Yeah, clip this. Arsenal to win. Oh, Leeds being positive.
No.
Wait, Lee,
Get him
you're
out of here.
positive. What's this about? What's this all
2-0.
about?
2-0. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Balls. But I do think we'll win 2-0. They're going to park the bus.
Yeah.
But ultimately, as soon as we score, they're finished. And it might take 75, 85, whatever minutes. But then as soon as we score, we get the second. 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't mean to be Nostradamus here, but as soon as we take off Havertz, I bet you we do a lot better moving forward. Connor.
Yeah. Man.
True.
I mean, could you call this Arteta's actual home club? Because I feel like he had more fans over at Goodison Park than he did at Arsenal. But hey, that might just be me.
I was like, Glasgow Rangers, eh?
The Rangers, yeah, of course.
Again, you bastard.
Again, you've got to look at that red thing. Again, it's Dyche ball, man. And you're thinking, can we get past it? He'll park that bus. But you've got to look at it. When we've had to go up against teams that park the bus, we find it very hard to break through them. Very hard. So I'm going to go. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1.
Oh.
The Beto guy looks all right. I reckon he could maybe get something. He does look all right. And but I'll go 3-1.
Dow.
I'm going to go with our boy Gunner and go 2-0.
Come on,
2-0.
my boy.
Go
Always.
Go
Right or die.
That's right.
All right. I said 3-1 on Sarcasm City yesterday, so I'm gonna stick with that. I think Everton will catch us on the counter. Ramsdale. We leak goals. Like I haven't forgotten that. We leak goals against the worst
We're not
competition.
scoring.
It's the high line, bro. I'm telling you, this high line.
And the one thing that we cannot forget about this is Everton will always nick one, and we always have one bozo passage of play that leads to a goal. We have not. Have we gotten a clean sheet this season?
No. Oh yeah. Crystal Palace. Sorry.
Crystal Palace. Okay, fine. But yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to it because you know that they're gonna play the low block and they're gonna park the bus. But
TJ, we are gonna have to work our arse off on Sunday because I guarantee because we know how crap we are with breaking down teams defensively. We can't break them down. It's really hard when we can, and plus when they've got two players on Martinelli and Saka, it's just impossible. So hopefully Arteta you've had 2 weeks, can come up with something because this is going to be a tough game. However you write off,
Yeah.
but I hope we do go and then change
The
it up.
seat under Dyche's ass is white hot too. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So
yeah,
They've just
we'll
got
see.
new ownership as well. Last time we played them, they had a new manager. And
Yep. New
yeah,
ownership
obviously
bounce.
pushed Odegaard out the way and said, I'm scoring 1-0. Yeah. Now they've got a new ownership, so they're going to be up for it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Last but not least, well, kind of least, Burnley. Burnley visiting Nottingham Forest. I think this is going to be.
Where's Yeti, man? Yeti ain't been there.
Yeah. I don't know where Yeti is.
That could be a classic. That could be a
That
classic.
could be a good one.
But if they play the boy, what's his name from Man United?
Elanga.
Elanga, and the guy whose name I'm never going to try and pronounce up front.
I wouldn't.
I don't even get me started.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
see,
I've had a couple of beers, mate. Yeah, on the Winnie. Yeah, Nottingham Forest even. Nottingham Forest 3-1.
3-1 Forest.
Yeah.
Connor.
Yeah, as much as I wanted to see Burnley succeed, they haven't proved it, have they, really? They've had a couple tough games, but I don't know, man. They're looking weak. So I'm going to go, it's Forest at home as well. I'm going to go for 2-0 Forest.
Ow.
Connor just stole my thunder.
Take it, go for it.
Shit, man. Yeah, 2-0. 2-0. I don't see Burnley scoring.
Finally, TJ.
You know what I'm thinking, and it's gonna piss Yeti off. I'm
Forest
going 1-1 draw.
Damn. It could happen. Well, listen. They've got all these new players in again, so it could mess them up again, TJ. You know, they've got all these new players in fitting a new squad together.
Yeah,
So
I'll be the one putting in the howler this week. You never know. You never know with these things.
You're big.
Yeah, again, guys. Again, if you're putting your score predictions in the chat, make sure that you have noted them and put them in the comments after the video is over. After you smash the like, make sure that you are doing all of that. Yeah. Final thoughts, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and take this thing out of here. Go enjoy the weekend. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Big up everybody for hanging in there with us. And obviously, again, thank you, Lee, for coming on every single time, brother.
Always,
really appreciate it.
Bayern Munich are 12 minutes away from drawing with Leverkusen. Xavi Alonso, the next hipster. Yeah? Like, do me a favour. Yeah. But yeah, Bayern Munich are 1-1 with 12 to go. You know Harry Kane's scoring at stoppage time. It's happening.
PSG are drawing as well. They're drawing with.
What about Al Hilal? Has Neymar scored?
It's 6-1, and he didn't score. It was 6-1, and he didn't score.
What?
Was it all
He got an assist. He got an assist.
6-1.
Yeah, 6-1. Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Al Rider. Al Riyad. I don't know.
Al Riyad.
I mean, the only player
Riyad.
that they've got that I know is Andre Gray, who played for Watford or whatever.
Andre Gray's out there. Oh my days. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, they won 6-1. Oh my God. Mitrovic got a penalty. Malcolm. Do you remember when we were linked to Malcolm?
Yeah, he's a Barcelona fellow, wasn't he? And he went to Zenit. He went to Zenit, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And their goal, the consolation goal came in the 96th minute.
Oh, man.
Runt's is buzzing, bro. Runt's did a watch-along for that. He got to see his boy neighbour to see some proper football. Because tomorrow he's going to be fuming, bro, when Brighton turn them over.
And then they got Bayern. And they got Bayern during the week.
Yeah,
I pray they lose 5-1. Yeah? We've lost 5-1 to Bayern 3 times on the spin.
They could do it. They could lose 5-1, man.
I swear down, they need to lose 5-1.
Wasn't there a 6-2 thrown in there too somewhere? They beat us 6-2 or something like that.
I think that might be someone else.
10-2 on
Remember
every.
the 8-2 United put on us.
Mate, we've had some mad ones. 6-0.
Yeah.
Fingers thousandth game.
Nice ones. I mean,
peak, innit? Like we've been in the gutter, bro. We've been in the gutter. Yeah, but don't worry. Super Mick Arteta knows exactly what we need. Yeah. So resounding victory on Sunday. It is what it is. It's what it is. We get to sit back, cigar.
Yeah, no.
And just watch all of these other pretenders to Mikel Arteta's throne. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, again, Lee, thank you so much for coming on, man. I know, like I said at the beginning of the show, it's a big challenge for you to come out here and speak your mind. I know you're really shy, so big up, big up every single time.
As you can see, yeah.
Big up every single time. Dal, start taking us out, brother.
Well, thanks everyone in the chat. Thank you, Lee, of course, my brother from another mother, and Connor, the man with the master plan, always keeps us all together. And everyone in the chat, Gugma, Anthony, Danny, Hot Buzz, CJ, Tony Claude, Po. Thanks everyone for joining today. It was a mad show. Great stories. Thanks, Lee, for making us all laugh. And fuck, man. Great stuff. TJ,
Yeah.
we go again.
We go again next week.
Hey, dude, we nailed the grandpa.
Bro, we're playing soccer this weekend.
I'm not talking dogs. I'm talking bunnies. I'm
Exactly.
dead.
We're not talking dogs. We're talking bunnies. There's only
We're talking
123, and that's David fucking Beckham, dude. I'm gonna get my boy Jay to do a stream with all of us. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jay's never been on a stream ever in his life. Right. This guy, I swear down, is the funniest geezer I know, and he is one of my closest pals. He is the funniest guy. Apart from me, he is the funniest guy. Yeah, that I actually know. But yeah, well, I'll get him on the stream, and we'll just do a Cancun spring break reminiscing.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, it'd be sick, man. Yeah, come on.
No, we need. I'll tell my South Padre Island stories, and then I need to hear like Dow Wilderness stories.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was
in the wilderness with a bunch of Charlie up his nose, trying to figure out where the campsite's at.
You gotta make sure wifey's out at the time, bro. When you tell your stories.
Yeah, no, wifey's working.
You're sleeping in the shed.
Yeah, I'll be up in the bonus room with a phone with no light. Hey, Lee, remember that time I did a bunch of coke and said shit on your show?
Hey, can I ask you very quickly, yeah? Why is it that people from Portland are seen as non-Americans? It's like Scousers. Scousers see themselves. Yeah, Scousers see themselves as, oh, we're not English, we're Scouse, all right, mate. Yeah, we're not English, we're fucking Scouse, mate. Yeah? But that's because they decide to be Scouse. But why is it most of America do not rate Portland?
Well, they haven't in recent years because the homelessness has been out of control. The meth and heroin addiction's been out of control. And about 4 or 5 years ago, the citizens of Portland, of Multnomah County, decided it would be funny to vote in non-penalized drug use. So basically, you can walk around the streets of Portland shooting up heroin and not get in trouble. You can walk around the streets of Portland and smoke meth and freebase cocaine and not get in trouble. You just can't sell it. So right now, we're going through a whole voting process. We're restructuring our city government, and we're making it illegal to actually do hard drugs on the street.
No, shocking.
Hey, what's that drug that everyone does where they're just leaving fentanyl? And they're like this.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, mate,
you can go down. You can touch fentanyl and it can kill you, from what I've heard. But you can go down the streets of Portland and see tents on the sidewalk, homeless people with fentanyl in the middle of the street. There was a guy going around on a bicycle with a pipe bashing people's car windshields in the city. That was fun. A few cars were set on fire. We've had more shootings in the last 3 years since 1987.
You're not really selling America to me, bro.
No. Dude, it's the Pacific Northwest. It's the Pacific Northwest, Lee. That's
so up here in
that area of the country.
This up in the Northwest, where Oregon and Washington. My man Hugo is in the chat. He's from Washington. It's just a different world out here than it is the rest of the country, especially like where TJ lives in the central part of the country. It's pretty conservative. And, people a lot of Bible, religious and stuff. But out here, man, you can fucking come off the grid. Like you could literally get a tent and go out in the fucking Mount Hood National Forest and drink as much beer and smoke as much weed as you want and be gone for days and not see another.
That kind of explains it then. Okay, we've got that.
Outside of Portland, there's wilderness and forest, bro. It's like 20 miles outside of town, you're in farmland and trees and but the cool thing is too is we're 2 hours from the beach and 2 hours from the mountain. You could go snowboarding and go to the beach in the same day.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, that's mad. Hey, what's that waterfall? What's the waterfall you have in
Niagara?
Multnomah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that waterfall, bro.
Yeah, that's about a 40-minute drive from my house. Currently, it's just down the freeway. But Niagara Falls, TJ's on the East Coast.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't know we were talking about that. But yeah, no, just and if you see somebody, if you were going around smashing windshields with a pipe on a bike in Kansas City, somebody would shoot you. That's not
Right.
and that's not a joke.
And
Like
that may
they don't
happen.
mess around out here.
That would happen now in Portland, but a few years ago, it was kind of like a hippie city, hippie state. A lot of people came up here just to get away from
Yeah.
the cities and so forth. And I don't know. It's just, we've had bad city government. We don't have many police now. We have a lot of kids with guns. They're just killing each other over internet beef, right? Same kind of shit. So, it's dangerous.
All you're telling me right now is you need to leave America ASAP, bro.
We are selling. Yeah.
Trust me, it's been talked about. And Sevilla, Spain is a place that my wife and I have talked about.
Oh, bro, trust me, that is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
I know. I've been
Just
doing
do
my
not
homework.
go in August. If you go in August,
I'll
I swear down you'll be cremated. Yeah, it's like 50 degrees.
I understand. I've been to Phoenix and Las Vegas, and trust me, I can avoid the heat with air conditioning. But no, that and even Utrecht, Holland is a place we've looked at. Utrecht is outside of Amsterdam. So there's
a lot of Americans in Portugal, man.
Yeah. My parents have been there. Parents spent quite a bit of time in Lisbon.
Yeah, Lisbon. There's a lot of Americans in Lisbon.
Yeah, and it's expensive now to live there. From what I've heard, the rent is skyrocketing.
The rents are madness, bro. Yeah, but the Portuguese are fuming because the Americans have taken over, which has bumped the prices through the roof.
Right.
Lee, it's 2-1 to Bayern, but it ain't Kane, bro. It's Goretzka.
Jeez.
Goretzka, man.
Man's on them asthma pumps, bro. Yeah, man's on the asthma pumps. I told you they'd score right at the death, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lee, if you want to see craziness, just go down to Florida, bro. You'll be good.
Yeah, Florida's like a different country. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's a wasteland, but we're not going to get into that. Connor, shout yourself out, my man. Again, like Dow said, you take literally everything you see here is Connor. Okay, I just literally sit
Connor's
here.
The graphic designer, bro. Yeah, real one.
Yeah. So big up, Connor. Shout yourself out, brother.
Yeah. Thanks very much, TJ, for having me on. Of course, it's been a really special stream having Lee on. It's been a laugh. It's always a laugh having getting Lee back on the channel, and really enjoyed it. 2 hours. I'm just going to say it's flown by. Absolutely flown by.
It should have been an hour, but I was waffling, didn't it?
Yeah. a lot of story times today. No,
PBS has done about a bottle of fucking JD.
Just about.
Yeah. His wife's going to be fuming when he asks for McDonald's on the way home from work.
I'm going to go get some Subway after this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no.
Next thing, I won't even tell you the story I know about Subway Milton Keynes. I'll save that.
No, save that for the back.
Good mayonnaise. I'm curious now.
No.
Subway's nasty over here in the UK. Subway
is along the line as well. I'm not even joking, bro.
Anyway, so you can find me on Instagram, CMO.editing. Everything you see on everything you see on TJ's channel is done by me. And you can find me on there if you need any editing for your social medias, YouTube, anything like that. And big up to the chat. There's been so many of you guys in today. So big up. And hopefully TJ's reaching 500 subs because obviously we want to do a big thing for 500, don't we? And he really deserves it. So, big up the chat. Everyone in, and big up to everyone here as well. So, loved it, man. Absolutely loved it.
100%. Yeah, no, the chat's been absolutely legendary. Absolutely. If you're coming in, watching on playback, make sure you are smashing the likes if you like the stream. If you didn't like the stream, I don't care. Smash a like anyway. Don't be a dick. Smash a like anyway. It's free entertainment.
Don't be a wanker.
Don't be a wanker, as they say. Yeah. All right.
Just blame Jez if you don't like the show.
No, if you don't like the stream, go over to Arsenal History and More. Subscribe to Arsenal History and More, and blame Jez.
And comment Jez.
Hey, TJ Warren TV sent me. Why does this guy have a YouTube channel?
It's your fault. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Big up everybody in the chat again. We are 13 subs away from 500, and like I said, when I hit 500, the stream is going to be insane. We talked about it before, giveaways and shit. It's going to be nuts. So yeah. Spread the stream around.
You know what I thought about?
What's that?
I know if we put our money together, maybe a PlayStation 5 giveaway or something.
Oh my God,
maybe a PlayStation
4. You mean we can actually get a PS5? I thought they were like, oh my God, dude. I thought nobody could get a PS5.
Wifey works at Walmart, mate. Wifey works at Walmart. I get you 10% off.
You know what's bad? Everyone's like, oh, we can't get a PS5. Bro, I got my daughter a PS5. Yeah? When everyone was saying you can't get a PS5, I got my daughter a PS5.
Yeah.
I got 2
You
of
get
them.
that shit on
I
Amazon now.
said, Dad, can I swap it for an electric scooter?
We'll give something away of value, TJ, is all I guess I'm saying. We'll give something away of value.
Yes, we will figure that out. But until then, get us up to 500 subs. Make sure you are subscribed. I mean, if you're here, you're subscribed to Lee Gunner himself. Lee Reacts, Lee Gunner. Go over there, subscribe right now if you haven't already. And Lee, obviously, you're doing the watch along for Man United and Brighton tomorrow.
And
I will
Ashley.
Could be
I'm doing back-to-back watch alongs on Lee Reacts tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll be in the chat for that. But guys, again, have a great weekend. Make sure that you are liking, subbing, and commenting. We will see you next time.